Welcome to Twist Talks Season 2, where we discuss the Japanese game Twisted Wonderland.
This season, we will be focusing more on gameplay, but still have theories, headcanons, and other random nonsense as always.
For the sake of spoilers within our podcast, we will only be discussing the international release over the Japanese release.
Hi, I'm Tilsa, and my pronouns are she, her.
Hi, my name's Kaden, and my pronouns are I don't give a fuck.
My name is Wonder, and I use any pronouns.
Hello. Today we're going to be doing book 5. What is book 5 actually called? Is it just main story book 5?
Oh no, I think it has an actual name.
Yeah,
hang on.
Sorry.
Twisted
A Beautiful Tyrant.
Yeah.
Book 5, A Beautiful Tyrant.
Wasn't book 1 also had Tyrant in it? Was that like Red Rose Tyrant or something like that?
Yeah.
They like that
Rose-red
word
tyrant.
apparently. Apparently they like that word.
Yes. Well, reading this, I do realize how often Ace and Deuce compare Vil to Riddle.
Yeah, they do.
It
that
felt
a
like
lot.
almost every other chapter.
Yeah,
But anyway,
they're different kinds
They
of
would.
tyrants.
I mean, plus they're both queens, so, like, everyone else has, like, a pretty distinctive, like, position as to, like, what they are. Like, you know, Jafara is the advisor, Scar is the usurper, and then the Queen of Hearts and the Evil Queen are both just queens. So,
yes. That's okay. All right.
anyway.
I read it, right? But I didn't take any notes because I was dumb and forgot. But I have each chapter up and I'm going to go through them as we go through this.
Okay.
I took notes, but once again, same as the Tamashina, mine are mostly like things I can make jokes about, or things I'm complaining about.
That one.
Yeah.
Which is, as I'm sure if you know my opinion on some of the characters that are going to be relatively important in this book, you're probably already guessing how often I'm going to be complaining, and you're probably right.
Oh, yay! Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay. So,
This is also, we're only doing the first half. We cut it off at 39.
yes,
Right?
39.
Yeah, I
39,
think that's
yep.
what you said it ended up being.
39 is a very short chapter.
Yeah, it's only.
Yeah.
I
that
didn't
one was,
realize
like, a
that.
scroll.
It wasn't even a scroll.
Yeah. But, you know, it makes a good cutting off point, and we're, based on this Scravia book, we're getting into the territories where these episodes, if we do the whole book in one, is going to be really fucking long. So,
And as much as you love listening to us,
we don't have the time for that. So, we're cutting it off.
Lamau, get cut off.
Anyway.
I mean, to be fair, it's probably still going to be like 2 hours, even with cutting it off halfway, so.
Probably. I took
That's
about the same amount of notes as I did for Tamashina Mina, so.
I did not expect that one to be so long.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyway. Okay. We start off with someone singing in the mirror. And we're like, damn, there's a beautiful woman glowering. What?
Glowering.
Glower.
I don't like that word.
It's
What does it
weird.
mean?
Isn't it
Like
kind of
glaring.
like glaring? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a fancy word for glaring.
It's just more letters.
Oh.
It's pronounced pretty similarly, too, so.
Yeah. It's just an accent, you know.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. But then Grim wakes us up by saying it's really cold. Well, we're not awake. We are awake. We're just staring really hard into the mirror.
As you do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we meet the brain cell duo, and we're like, wow, the Great Seven statues. That looks like the person I saw in my dream.
Which, how the fuck did it take us 5 months to notice that?
True.
I think because in most of the dreams, from what I've noticed or remember, which my brain is kind of small, it's mostly just been the protagonist of the story, not the villain.
No, we've seen it's mostly been the villain.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember Alice
and we
being
have
in
been
the
at this
first
school.
one.
But so was the Evil Queen, because it was the Painting the Roses Red, or not the Evil Queen, the Queen of Hearts, because it was the Painting the Roses Red scene.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that one doesn't have the Queen of Hearts in it, so that'd be understandable.
But she does show up in the later dreams in that book.
She does?
Yeah.
I think
Man,
that
I just got a
it's the
small
full
brain.
Painting, it's the full Painting the Roses Red scene, which the Queen shows up in. And then they have the trial scene.
Mm-hmm.
The real question is just how often do we walk by these statues? Is this like an every single day kind of thing, or like, oh, only if we go outside,
Yeah.
you know?
It feels like it.
You have to go past them to go into the main doors of the school.
Then, yeah, we're just dumb.
Or at least for us and Grimm. Everyone else is already inside the store.
The dorm building is separate.
Well, yeah, but they go through the mirrors.
But that's still a separate building.
Really? I thought it was
Yeah.
in the tower.
I thought it was
No,
in this
hold on.
building.
That's the dark mirror chamber is different from the mirror chamber that takes you to the dorms.
I
Is it?
didn't think it was.
It is. Hang on.
Hold on.
I thought it
Hold
was
on,
the same mirror.
guys. No, because it's in one of the towers. It has to be.
No, the dark mirror chamber is. The mirror chamber that takes you to the dorms is different. I vividly remember going through one of these maps and like looking at all the. Oh my god.
I mean, that makes sense, but
Is
It
it in the
does-
book? No. Sorry, I'm just talking to myself. You guys can keep talking. I'm trying to find the map I was looking at.
yeah, I
This
don't know
is
why it would
hurting
take
my
us-
brain.
I don't know why it would take us so long to realize. Like, I get you kind of forget your dreams when you wake up, but if you've had 5 dreams at this point, gotta figure that out a bit sooner.
Okay, now this is bugging me. Why can I
Well.
not find that labeled map?
Okay,
There's the
everyone,
dark mirror
just
chamber.
Google maps of Night Raven College.
See, because they look different. So, they're at least not the same room. We know that.
I don't care about actual colleges.
I was gonna say, I'm only finding a map of, like, the layout, but it's not. Okay, so I see where the statues are. And I see.
Oh, come on. On the wiki, they have, like, a labeled map
I just have the outside
that you
map.
can, like...
Like,
Yeah.
I would have to walk to these
Yeah.
big, like, greenhouses there or something. Also, this school, like, so looks like it would be horrible to get around.
Oh, 100%. It is completely not wheelchair friendly. There's way too many stairs.
Let me just walk a mile to get to our greenhouse real quick, like... Is that Ramshackle?
That's how I feel about it.
I think this is Ramshackle. Ramshackle is nowhere near those little statues.
Why would we walk all the way to those statues if we're going to have to walk all the way up into the building? What fucking dumbass would do that?
It looks like there's the entrance to the school, and then you walk. Like, I kind of just assumed we were going by the statues every time we were going to, like, Sam's or something.
Oh, okay. You guys are looking at a map of the...
Yeah.
It's not
okay,
labeled
so
or
you see that,
anything,
like,
but yeah.
building... Okay, you see that building with a dome kind of in the lower right corner?
Yeah.
That's the mirror chamber.
What the fuck? Why is it that far away from school?
That's so inconvenient.
Fuck. That's so inconvenient. And not only that, but Ramshackle, you could just, if Ramshackle's a tiny little building right next to the school, you could just go up that little, like, bridge thing they have there?
Yeah.
Or is the school on a floating island? I think the school's on a floating part of the island.
Well,
I don't
we
think
have
that's
a little
ramshackle.
drawbridge. That greenhouse, that green roof building. It's
Yeah.
Oh, there's a windmill.
No. On the right-hand side.
I know.
I don't
just
think
found
that's
a windmill and I
ramshackle.
zoomed in on it.
Oh.
There's a random tower by the stadium.
Yeah, well, that's next to, I think that area next to that is the stables.
I'm trying to see if I can find labels.
I love how we're supposed to be talking about book 5, and we should make an episode out of this. We should make an episode out of going over the map. That would be fun.
Okay,
Should we
we're gonna-
change and pivot? This is
We're
what this
gonna
episode
pivot.
is now?
We're pivoting.
Oh, hell yeah.
No. I meant we're
What the
pivoting
fuck?
away. We're pivoting away from the map right now. We're not doing this.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I will add it to our list. We will go over it at a later
I want to
date.
do it now. Okay.
The only labeled
I need to
That's
reread the
good.
novel, get all the
Sad.
descriptions. I need to reread the novel, get all the descriptions. Read the
What
manga.
fuck ass school is this though? Like seriously.
It's looking
If I
like
went
the
to
worst layout than
school-
Hogwarts.
I mean, I get it. They're mages. They're probably flying around on the broomsticks all the time, but they're probably
That
not.
would be me.
Actually, they're not.
There's probably a rule about that. You can only fly in flying class, like unless you're Kaleem with the flying carpet.
Probably.
I mean,
Can't.
that's about the size of, I think, of like a normal college campus. Like, it's, okay. I've only gone to the two extremes, the tiny, tiny college campus where everyone knows everyone, which is where I've actually gone to college, and I did a week-long summer camp at, like, the big state school.
Yeah.
And this, I think, is probably somewhere in between, so it's probably the size of, like, a normal college campus.
It probably is, but it's probably like big because they have this stadium, and this stadium is massive to hold like massive amounts of people.
Well, I mean, think about, normal colleges have big stadiums. Like, that would be their equivalent of a
they?
football stadium, basically.
No, I feel like it's bigger than a college stadium.
That
It's
looks more
definitely
like our stadium.
Yeah, it's a coliseum, but it would still be, like, their equivalent of a football stadium.
yes. I think it's like an NFL type football stadium, not a college level.
Some colleges almost have, like, I'm pretty sure...
Pretty close, yeah.
Yeah, so... I don't know. Anyway, you said we were pivoting away from the map.
We are moving on. Okay. Back.
There's a whole 12 minutes that could have been its own episode right there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We are
And
going to
then-
do an in-depth episode about this at some point, because now I want to.
Have to try and find labeled maps that aren't in Japanese, because that was all I was finding.
We're
Or we
not
could
even
just translate
halfway
them.
through the first.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay. Okay, Grim is like, dude, MC's being fucking weird as fuck. Okay? Yeah. And then we get to class, and we tell them about how we see the Great Seven in the ramshackle dorm mirror.
Oh, I had one more question about that
Yeah.
scene in the statues. I know it's kind of already been implied that the MC comes from a universe where Disney doesn't exist, but, like, does it or does it not? Because if it does, how do you not recognize any of these characters?
I think, I'm gonna be so honest, I think that we came from a different universe, but in that universe maybe Disney still exists, but I don't think we remember anything. Because you barely knows anything about themselves. They just know their name. I mean, in the mangas it's different,
I guess.
but from what we have read, I'm pretty sure they just wake up only remembering their name.
Yeah, at least in the game, it seems like we have no memories, because they never make, like, any comments about, like, oh, well, at home we do this, like, or, even when they get a phone, they never go, like, oh, this is close to what I had at home. Like, we have no memories.
I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Deuce
Anyway,
tells
sorry.
us he's crazy. Not really. He just says he recites the name of important figures in his sleep after cramming for tests.
I As you do.
Yeah. We tell them about Mickey, and they're like, damn, you should take a picture of him. But they honestly we all think it's a ghost messing with us.
I mean, when you live in a house with ghosts, it is valid.
Yeah. Krell is like, okay, guys, we have this culture fair coming up in mid-February. Yeah.
We're actually pretty on time for the book then, because, you know, February just started.
Yeah. Basically, we learned that the seniors spend their senior year at internships and research placements related to their magic professions. And at this time, the seniors come back to school and announce their findings. But we don't actually meet any seniors. Okay, guys? We don't meet any.
I don't know if we ever will.
Then, yeah. And Ace and Deuce kind of just, like, realize they've never seen a single senior halfway into the year.
Again, brain cell duo.
Yeah.
That's why they're called the brain cell duo.
Because they have none.
Yeah.
Because they have one, and most of the time we have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Krell fights us.
Which also, but the exact line he said is, first period, we have a practical lesson in defensive magic. Sit quietly and stay. Which, I know his whole thing is that he treats us like dogs. Sit and stay feels very counterintuitive for a practical magic lesson on defensive magic.
True.
I'd be like, how am I supposed to... If I'm trying to defend myself, why do I have to sit and stay, man?
Exactly.
You gotta demonstrate it first, and then he'll have you fight people.
Yeah. I feel like I would get into much trouble in this class.
You would.
This is just a homeroom.
I know.
Well, no, they just finished homeroom.
Yeah, just finished homeroom.
That's not how homeroom works. Okay.
Well, he gave us, like, he was like, hey, here's what's happening, guys. Cool, now we're done. Okay.
Homeroom is its own period, or at least it was at my school.
Yeah, no. It usually is, but it's like a shorter period.
Yeah.
Which one's homeroom again? Is that when you just, like, catch up on other work from classes?
No.
No, that's study hall. Homeroom is, like, announcements, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and then the next chapter, we're in the mirror chamber, and it's a house warden meeting. Malleus isn't there. He's not there.
We're
He's
in the
never
dark
there.
mirror chamber. Not...
The other mirror chamber.
No, we're in the mirror chamber. It says up at the top, mirror chamber.
Yeah, but there are two mirror chambers. There's the dark mirror chamber and the door mirror chamber, and they don't differentiate in the game, and it's so annoying because it's two different buildings completely. Anyway,
Lilia's like, oh, if time just flows differently. Okay, whatever. Okay, they're talking about the meeting. Riddle is in charge, which makes sense. Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. Azul's like, I can help.
It's a meeting.
It's a meeting. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Azul's like, I can help. And Riddle's like, ah, no.
I'm good. We know.
Yeah. Riddle also doesn't really know what the SDC is.
VDC.
I mean,
It says SDC.
It's VDC in the Japanese translation, which
Well,
is...
we are not in Japanese right now, Wonder.
I don't care.
I was gonna say
VDC sounds better than SDC. I'm sorry.
It's song
It does.
dance competition.
It's voice and dance
voice
competition, excuse you.
We are American, Wonder.
No. No.
I do not
Just
accept
no.
this. Anyway, Riddle doesn't really understand what the VDC is. He's like, why is it, like, so popular? Don't you just stand up there and sing?
Dude's never been to a concert.
And Vil is like, well, yes, back when the culture fair first started, but now it's a gigantic production. The audience votes in real time to keep the event feeling staged. Remember that for later.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no small
For way
amount
later,
of-
not in this episode.
Not this episode. Wait for later. There's no small number of stars who get their start here, is what Azul says, because he adds in. And then he's like, well, with Vil being here, it's a small wonder the press will be swarming. What? Small wonder the press is swarming the event. Why did he talk like this? Anyway. And Riddle's just like, I never knew.
That doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah. And then Azul's just like rambling off all of Vil's achievements in the last year. Which is weird, but okay. Moving
Like,
on.
I almost got the vibes that they were trying to, like Azul has a crush on Vil or something.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to flip to that chapter, because I just skimmed, like, all of this. What chapter are we on?
That was 2.
Chapter 2.
Oh, gosh. Okay, let me back out of this a bunch, because I'm currently saved at 51 right now.
Yeah.
Chapter 2.
Anyway, yeah, I don't, like I said, I got the feel like they almost wanted to play this as Azul has a crush on Vil, which really, I don't.
Go.
I
I didn't see that as Azul has a crush on him. I just saw it as Azul just keeps tabs on everyone because, like, potential deal.
I mean, I guess, but like talking about it in front of him, like you're trying to prove something and prove how much you know about him.
I just kind of feel like Azul could do that with anyone in the room.
Yeah.
Like, you just
Yes.
point to someone and they're just like, oh, this and this and this.
I don't know.
You got an A on your last semester, but you failed your health report. How dare
Yes.
you?
You got an A+ in flying, but you got a B in potions. Better watch that.
Yeah. It kind of gives, I forgot the word. God damn it. It's giving,
Stalker. I don't know.
well, no,
Yeah.
he is a stalker, but
That's a
not
different
as bad as
character.
Rook, so.
Yeah. That's a different character who will show up very soon.
Yay! It's giving, I know your secrets.
Blackmail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay, because we know that Azul is selling Vil stuff. It's a Vignet, I believe. He's selling.
Oh yeah, isn't it like Jade's science coat vignette or
What?
something? Because it's like I thought it.
Is it
I don't
Jade
remember
slime
what it
or
was.
is it Floyd slime?
It's both of them.
I thought it was
It's just
one
eel
of them.
slime.
I thought they
I
were
mean,
just.
they only show him getting it from one of them, but I think it's kind of implied that he gets it from both of them.
Yeah.
Swell.
Anyway.
Okay.
Oh, the fun mechanics. Oh, the fun lore to this game.
Yeah, and then Vil's like, "Oh, cease your embarrassing slavering." What? Anyway, and then Idia has to bring up Nej, and Vil goes silent for, I'm pretty sure, the rest of this chapter. Almost.
Yep,
Yeah.
almost until the very end. At least the rest of this scene.
Yeah.
It's just ... and then still scrolling. ...
feel like-
and then it cuts to mirror.
Yeah. I feel like Vil is like shooting looks of like evil at Idia. You know?
Death glare right now.
And then what is it?
I had something I wanted to talk about in this chapter, and that is how well known are the shrouds? Because in this chapter, they talk about it, like the way Iria is talking, it sounds like, you know, his family is super well known and everyone knows who they are. But then, minor spoilers for book 6, they get to book 6 and all they know is that he's rich. They don't know anything about his family.
Who doesn't know anything about his family?
Anybody except for Leona, because he's dealt with the shrouds before and he's the only one who has, because he's royalty.
I feel like people know about them, but like don't know why they're rich. You know? Like there's some people who you know about, kind of, but you're like, I don't understand why you're rich.
I was going to say, from his dialogue, it just sounds like people just know the shrouds do research, and that's it.
Yeah.
They don't even know that in book 6, though. I don't think.
Oh, well, I was just going to say, in here, the dialogue is just like, I just know if I go up there, everyone in the venue is going to be like, is his hair on fire? Is he from the Shroud family? What kind of creepy research is he doing anyway? They're going to spread rumors like, well, wildfire.
Yeah.
I think Edie is just paranoid.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Like, but yeah, again, when we get to book 6, nobody knows shit about his family. And he has to fully explain the curse and why his hair is on fire.
I don't think people know about the curse. That's the thing.
I don't know about the curse. I haven't gotten that far. Like, I know about it, but I could not tell you what it is.
Like,
I can't.
I
know everything about my baby boys.
They may know about like his family, but they probably don't know about the curse because that's obviously a family secret, you know?
I mean, yeah, but then like, why would the hair on fire be such a signal that he's a part of the Shroud family if people just accept the fact that, oh yeah, there's this dude with his hair on fire? And also, it's,
some
again,
people just be like that, and
yeah, like it's kind of implied that it's a curse mark. Like, it is a curse mark. That's why the Shrouds have it. But like,
I mean, I could see them just seeing it as a family trait and not like, oh my gosh, that person's cursed. Look at their fire hair.
From how I read this, it's is his hair on fire as a sentence, and then is he from the Shroud family? So I don't really see it as them pointing out the hair thing as a family trait.
Yeah, just more like, I feel like he's more saying the, like, is he from the Shroud family, as in the sense of, like, they're gonna announce his name.
Yeah.
I
like,
guess.
oh, here's Idia, and then them being like, oh, is that Idia Shroud?
I mean, I would assume they say his full name.
I mean, yeah, probably, but...
Yeah.
Also, why is he doing a research project? He's not a senior, is he?
No.
Not that we know.
He is the head of the board game club, though. And they have a booth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I think he's, like, meant to be preparing for next year, but then also using the booth he's running as practice, maybe?
I just
but they don't really make
that
that...
with him being a house warden.
No, because it's the clubs.
Oh.
It's all about the clubs. So I think it's... They don't really explain it, but I do think that's how I've been interpreting it, is that he's preparing for next year and using the booth he has to run as, like, practice, basically.
I guess. Whatever. Okay. Yeah, he is, like, freaking out. And Riddle's like, too bad, bitch. Those exact words, too.
Those exact words. I think we're looking at different translations here.
He's basically, he does say, I cannot make an exception for you, which to me translates to, too bad, bitch.
Maybe in the Japanese. I know they apparently cut out all the swearing in the English version.
Yeah. And then he says very well that I shall look forward to your fully composed research presentation, Idia. So that definitely sounds like too bad, bitch.
No one's arguing with you there, I mean.
Yeah.
And then that's the end of the meeting. And Ville's off in Ville's room, and he's like talking to his Siri-esque device.
Yeah, it's literally just Siri.
Yeah, except it's called Mira.
I want to know if it's required to say it twice or if he's just extra.
I think he's just extra.
Like, I know it's comparing to the whole mirror thing, but, like, do you have to say mirror, or could you just say, hey, Mira?
I think he just had, like, some sort of customization put on his that... Because he also, like, says it weirdly. He says, you know, who's the most beautiful or whatever, yeah. And Mira automatically knows that that means scour Magicam for the account with the most comments using the word beautiful.
True.
Which, like... I think he just has, like, enchanted his or something.
But it also... Because, like, Ville's like, dang, it's Nej. And then he's like, the time has come. And then Mira's like, I'm sorry, I didn't understand your command. Could you repeat that?
Yeah.
I found that part really funny. Evil plotting. The phone's just like, I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Yeah. But that's the end of chapter 3.
Woo.
Oh my god.
I feel like this is gonna need to be split into 3 parts.
Yeah, we
Okay.
just need to hurry up. We don't need to go into such detail.
Yeah.
We can just skim.
They're at lunch, and they see the BDC competition now accepting auditions, and they realize that there's a 50,000 Thalmark prize split between everyone, and everyone's like, yay, let's do this. We want to do this. So now they're all going to practice this song. Yeah, it's a competition to see who gets to be in the competition.
It's an audition. Yeah. That's how that works.
I forgot the word for audition because I moved on.
That's valid.
Yeah. I love that Grimm thinks he's gonna get in. Like, it's kind of obvious he's not, but yeah, that's okay.
I know. He's in his own delusional little world, and it's fine.
Yeah. Okay, and Ace is like, well, I figured we sports club people were gonna get stuck lifting behind the scenes, but, you know, if I get in this thing, I won't have to do it. So, that's what they decide on. But Deuce is like, help me out. I don't think I'll pass the screening, and I'm not gonna try if, like, I'm not serious about it. 'Cause, you know, Deuce... Yeah.
I mean, I get not wanting to try if you're not serious about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ace is like, it's just a competition. You guys don't have to... You don't have to take it seriously.
Which is not true.
Yeah. Deuce is like...
Sorry.
Yeah.
I had it noted down later, but I'll just say it now. As a born and raised theater and dance kid, I have very many emotions about the way that dance is presented in this book. And,
Twist tunes.
well, not that, but like the whole practice, the way they go about practicing it, it's just, I have a lot of emotions about it. Most of them negative.
Valid.
Yeah.
Reading this over, it was kind of weird because I don't think I really got all of Ville's weirdness the first time I read it through. But yeah,
He's weird.
They get lunch. They listen to, and then as they're going to get lunch, as they're going to get lunch, they run into Apple, who is singing into the well.
Yeah, it's like referencing the beginning of Snow White.
Yeah. And Apple's who's there?
He makes a claim about how, like, singing into the well, like, the way it reverberates the acoustics of it, it makes it easier to practice because you can hear your voice reverberated back at you. But no, yes, you do hear it reverberated back at you, but you also hear it warped. So no, Actually, you don't want to practice that way. The best way to practice is to record yourself and then listen back to that recording, or have someone else there to practice with you.
That would be torture.
Sorry, but that's
Don't
the best
make me
way.
Listen to my recordings. I know.
If you're practicing on your own, the best way to do it is by recording yourself. So.
But there's something just so aesthetic about singing into a well.
I mean, there is, but like also, there's no reason for him to be doing it. Not the reason he gives, at least.
True.
I think Billy's just bullying Epple.
I mean, yeah.
At that point. Yeah.
True.
It's just, yeah. But yeah, anyway. Deuce makes Epple cry, I guess. No, Deuce is like, oh, you're Epple. You're in Jack's class. Jack told me about you. And Apple's like, oh, I know who you guys are, because I know who you are. And Grimm's like, ooh, we're celebrities. Yeah.
Grimm always thinks we're a celebrity, so at least him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're campus celebrities in a sense.
In the sense we keep destroying everything.
Yeah, we're well known.
$100 million chandelier.
$1 billion. It's $1 billion.
It's even worse.
Yeah.
Hey, you're the one that's always there when all these terrible overblots happen. Should we be concerned?
Man, I don't want to be part of these overblots anymore. If you find one more person overblotting, I'm not there. I'm not there. You don't see me.
Honestly.
Yeah.
What would happen if we just walked away? We just went, nah, we're done with this.
And Mally is on his overblot thing, and we're just like, goodbye. I'm just
like,
leaving.
I don't have time for this.
Mally, can you just
I can't deal with you right now.
Stop. Wait, can we talk about this? Let's go to therapy together. Just stop. He's like, you're all going to sleep. Anyway, okay.
I did want to comment on the Jax told us about Eppo, like a proud boyfriend talking about his boyfriend. I know you guys don't ship it, but I love Japple, so I gotta point it out.
I do ship it. I just think in this book, Deuce and Epple are a way stronger ship in this book. Just keep reading it.
I mean, yeah.
I know where you're coming from. I just like Japple better.
I do like Japple better. I'm just saying the vibes in this book at least imply, I think, that they dated for a little bit and then he dated Jack.
No, but I think that they're already dating at this point, though. Because again, it sounds like the way I'm choosing to interpret Jack having told us about Epple is that he's talking about his boyfriend. Or at least, like, his crush.
I could see it as a crush, but I feel like if he was saying it, I mean, great, never mind, it's Disney, they're not gonna flat out say that. But I feel like then Deuce would be like, oh, it's Jack's boyfriend, not, oh, Jack told us about you.
But they can't actually say that. Obviously,
No,
this
they
is all
can't. I realized that
headcanon.
after.
But my headcanon
headcanons.
is... Anyway,
You're just
sorry.
like, my headcanon is more right than yours right now, so...
I'm kidding. Anyway.
Anyway.
Okay. Anyway. They're asking if Pomfure has like crazy rules like Heartsville, and Apple's like, oh well, not really, but like I'm auditioning, and Deuce is like, good for you. But Apple whispers under his breath, but if I'm being honest, I could do without the whole competition. And then Vil shows up out of fucking nowhere. He's like, Apple, are you shrinking on your voice practice lessons?
He Yeah, Bill. I feel so bad for Apple in this whole book.
To parley with pigeons.
Parlay.
What?
Parlay.
Parlay means
Bill
talk
just straight
to.
up calling us. Oh. I feel like I knew that, but I didn't know that.
It's
Bill just calls
usually
us pigeons and potatoes the entire book. Mainly potatoes. He calls us spudlings and all that. I'm like,
He calls us
stop.
vegetables. Jesus Christ, man.
First we're
Okay.
herbivores from Leona, and now we're just straight up the vegetables.
I would be like, man, don't call me that, or I'm gonna go to the teachers and say you're bullying me for being disabled. And then he'd be like, oh, yeah, go for it. And nothing would happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's like, why are you talking to these unwashed spuds, Apple? Get a move on. Keep rehearsing. And then we fight Vil. We fail.
Yeah. This is like, I will say, this is one of the very few moments in the entire game where I'm fully on Ace's side.
What does
Because
he say?
in this moment, he's trying to defend Ethel and, talking about how he can tell that Ethel doesn't want to do what Vil is making him do.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
Like I said, one of the very few moments that I actually agree with Ace. Because here I can start talking about it now a little bit if it's okay. This is the start of my many emotions about the way that dance is presented in this book, and that is that dance is a thing that you should be passionate about, and if you're not passionate, then it's not worth it for you. And Apple so clearly doesn't give a shit, and Vil won't let him. And I'm not complaining about Apple not caring about dance, because I don't... He's just not a thing that he's interested in, and I get that. I am complaining about Vil making him do it anyway. Okay.
Yeah. We lose. Apple gets yoinked away. Actual quote. Actual quote. He gets yoinked away.
Yoink.
He still got yoinked away. And yeah. What is that? Some random person says, most intriguing. Who the fuck is saying that? Who knows? I don't care.
I'm pretty sure it's
Who
Brooke.
knows?
Oh, makes
It's-
sense.
yeah.
Okay.
Because he knows who we are when we go to see him, and he knows that we're interested in the VDC, so...
But
Brooke is so creepy. They literally walk in to sign up, and he's just like, yes, Deuce Spade from this class. You're this tall. You weigh this much. This is your thing. I'm like, what the frick, dude?
So, yeah. Basically, the rest of this chapter is just Ace, Deuce, and...
I just...
You're good. Okay. So Ace, Deuce, and Grim just practice, and then it's a twist tune, and that's the end of the chapter.
I
And then...
do just have a random comment in here that Ruggy eats dandelions.
Huh?
Ruggy eats dandelions.
That's later on.
Is
Yeah,
it?
we're not at...
We're not
I
there
just mentioned
yet.
Brooke. We're not at where he gets introduced yet.
Oh, I thought this was like... Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
No, we're at the
Points were a
first
lot more
practice
vague
session,
this
which
time
I think...
around, so I'm...
Yeah, we're at the first practice session, chapter 8, but I'm moving on to chapter 9.
Oh,
Chapter 9...
Sorry.
Yeah?
I want to make one comment. They have a line, I don't remember who says it, but somebody says that Apple's clearly faint of heart. Sir. I know you barely know him, but
No.
no.
You're wrong.
What is it?
But then again, they go on and talk about, Vil forcing Ethel to do it and how it's just mean. And yeah.
Huh, I don't see that part.
That's at the end of chapter 8, before the twist tune.
Mm.
Oh, yeah, I see.
It's Ace's big line before the twist tune.
Yeah. Okay. And then after the twist tune, Ace, Deuce, and Grimm suck ass at this. Okay, they suck ass. But Clem comes in, he's like, "Hey guys, you dancing? Let us join." And then Grimm's like, "Ah, Scrabia's most dysfunctional duo." Speaking of, it will probably be released before this, but when I was talking with Camrea, we talked about that relationship actually a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was funny. Anyway.
Did you only give them your side of the debate? Or did you actually talk about...
Yeah, we talked about the whole enemies to lovers shit and whatnot. And they've been together for whatever. But yeah, we talked about it.
Alright. Anyway.
Yeah. I think you guys would like to listen to it. Camera was very funny.
I mean, based on what you've told me about their comments about my baby boy.
Because he came up on the screen, and Camera was like, "Why's he got birthing hips?" And I was like, "What?" I think right after that, I said, "He's 8."
He's 8 years old.
You child.
Oh my god.
It was so funny. But anyway. And then Jamil's like, "Don't give us pet names. Don't give us pet names. And we're not dysfunctional." But they're also auditioning because they both happen to be good at dancing and singing. Yeah.
Kalim says that they watched us from behind and we've all got 2 left feet. And I know, but still, excuse you? I have been dancing my whole life. I'm a dance major in college. Like, theater and dance major.
Do they ever say that you was dancing as well?
Yes.
Or were they just there for, like, emotional support?
I took it as I was auditioning because I would be.
I mean, fair.
He doesn't just say we have 2 left feet. He says it's like watching an elephant panic and rear back on its hind legs.
Like,
wait,
come
what?
on.
I'm trying to find these dialogues because I don't remember him being that about it.
And he's like, and Deuce is like, "Damn, the fact that you said that all with complete sincerity makes it even worse."
Yeah, but just found it.
Again, I know, but, like, I wish that they could give us options about, like, what skills you could have or something. So that way we don't have to get horribly offended like I am right now.
I do wish that it was more interactive for the use, but I do understand why it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are not the main character here.
Mm-hmm. But still, I am genuinely offended by this. I mean, not genuinely, but, like, in universe, my Usona, Wick, as I've decided to name them, is genuinely offended by this. Oh yeah, fun fact, I've been playing this game for 2.5 years, and I finally started developing my Usona a couple weeks ago. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And then Clem's like, "Jamil's your new dance coach. He's gonna teach you." And Jamil's like, "Why? Why?" Okay, anyway. And then he teaches them, and I think he also refers to us as elephants.
Hold
on.
I don't think so.
I feel like
I don't think so. He's just saying, he's like, you guys are rough, but I guess there's potential.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so they do stuff, and then they're cleaning up, and Azul comes in. He's like, hey. That's actually what he says.
That tone of voice.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
like,
I'm standing here like, didn't we say class was about to start like 5 minutes ago?
Yeah. No, literally. He's like, excellent. There you are, Jamil. Weirdo. Okay, anyway.
I just love the all caps in the dialogue here.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Why?
Whatever could I want?
Yeah. And then we learned that Azul never actually streamlined Jamil's whole diabolical plan to the world.
Streamed?
Oh, yeah. Streamed. Well, streamline and streamed is kind of the same meaning.
No.
Anyway.
I knew what you meant.
I've never heard it referred to as streamline. You mean live stream?
No, but here is a sound that I found on my soundboard.
Oh boy.
Why?
It's just what Azul sounds like when he enters. Just.
What? Is that going to pick up on any of our recordings? Because it's not going to pick up on mine.
It's not gonna
It's not even going to pick up.
Well, here's the thing. If you join our Discord and you just happen to be in a call with us because we got the Discord to 50 people who aren't bots or us, I will definitely...
We did or we didn't?
Did. If we get there and we're in our event where I read Wonders only Twisted Wonderland fic, I will play this cute little noise.
Not
cute little noise is not.
Wait, what's this one?
Can we not do this live while recording? We can do this, but like after.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What the heck is that? Anyway.
Light skin
There's just, it's audio memes now. There's just...
Okay, so moving on from here, basically we find out that Azul has just come to talk to Jamil because Jamil has, he's the one who's supposed to like get the homework printouts before class. And then I don't even remember.
Yeah. And then we just talk about, because apparently we didn't talk about it before, but we talk about how most of Scrabia is unsure as to why Jamil is still Vice House Warden and why he's still around. And they don't like him around.
Fair.
They do not like him around.
And it's because
Which I will say, it is because Kaleem trusts him. I will just say, I kind of like, I've read too many fics, but I've read so many fics where the plot of it was like most of the students siding with Jamil and them wanting Kaleem gone. And then to see this where it's just like everyone's like, why is he still here? I feel like he should not be here. That I was like, that makes a lot more sense, but I was surprised.
Yeah.
Oh no, my phone fell.
The fandom is a lot more sympathetic to Jamil than I will admit than he deserves. But he still
not
deserves
me. I
some,
hate that bitch.
He still does deserve some sympathy because he still is in a really bad situation. He had a momentary lapse in judgment, a mental break, but he's working on fixing that now, and I think that's what's important.
I do like how they did that in the fic, I guess I'll call everyone dude and bro now, where like he wasn't expelled, but he was transferred to Ramshackle instead of staying in Scarabia.
I don't know if
I did like how they did that.
I feel like even if he deserves a second chance, you should take the safety of everyone in mind. Like, all these people who are overblotting, they should be given more safety measures. Like, I know they're not going to be, but I feel like
that's the whole plot of book 6.
Yeah,
that is the whole plot of book 6. So just wait.
I know.
It takes 6 books to get there, but...
Speaking of right now, when we are discussing not book 6, they should be given more of a thing, and obviously they will be, but, like, they haven't yet.
There are...
yeah, that is kind of one of... I feel like if you overblot and try to kill, like, your entire dorm, maybe you shouldn't still be house warden. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Maybe there should at least be, like, what is the word, like, sabbatical or something. Like, let's just take a little break and we'll reconvene in a couple months.
Get out of here, bitch!
But
that
you need some therapy first.
That is a trope that I've seen in Twisted Wonderland fic, is there's just kind of this genre of the post-overblot recovery. I've read a lot of fics, when I was reading more Twisted Wonderland fics, I read a lot that were about, the overblots going to therapy and going to doctors after and taking the time to recover. And it took usually at least a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why the books are so spaced out, because they need time in between to recover. Except for this one that takes place over 2 months and goes immediately into book 6.
Yeah.
They'll don't get recovery time.
Yeah.
No recovery.
I mean, if any of them, I feel like Vil is the one who doesn't deserve a second chance, but that, again, just me and my opinions on Vil, but also,
I don't
like
Vil.
he's the only one who attempted to kill someone before overblotting.
True.
Like, he made that decision, and I know, spoilers, we'll get to it in the second episode, or in the second part of this, but he made that decision when he was still fully sound of mind. Everyone
I don't
else was
think
already
he-
at least a little bit starting to lose it.
I don't think he was completely sound of mind, just because I think he was starting to crash out. As someone who crashes...
I wouldn't say he was fully sound of mind, but I get what you're saying, and, like, he wasn't fully overblotted yet, but he definitely wasn't mentally stable.
He was on the cusp of overblotting. He literally overblotted right after. I wasn't... We'll
True.
get to that, but yeah, okay, let's just continue.
I haven't reread it yet.
Yeah, so we go over why Jamil's still there, and Azul's like, you could always join me. Come join me. Hello. We're waiting
And thus
for
a new
you.
ship was born.
Yeah.
I hate Jamiazu. I'm sorry. I hate it.
I don't get it. Like, from how much I've seen it, like, be a subplot in ships of, like, at least Azul constantly trying to get him to transfer to Octagonal. Again, I was surprised to read this and have it just be, like, that one-line comment where it's just like, oh, I guess you could join Octagonal, and Jamil's just like, there is no chance in hell I am joining you.
Like,
Yeah.
And that's it.
And this is coming from an Ushi Aoi shipper, Ushijima and Oikawa from Haikyuu. This gives me the vibes
Okay,
of,
I was
like,
gonna say I
the
have no clue what
toxic,
that is.
the toxic version of Ushi Aoi that is very prevalent in fics. I like funny, cracky Ushi Aoi, not like this is starting to get into that toxic version, which I don't like. Okay.
Okay, so anyway, we're on our way to our next class.
Because, you know, we spent that whole 5 minutes dancing and mopping the gym.
Yeah.
And talking to Azul, like, again, we said, like, halfway through chapter 9 that class is about to start, and then proceeded to spend, like, 10 minutes talking.
Yeah.
As you do.
And we just went over how freaking huge the campus is, so it's gonna take us another 10 minutes to get to class.
We're sprinting.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're back. This is a new day. We're back at the gymnasium.
Where's... Let's go.
What?
I lost one of my
I was gonna
pages
say
of
that
notes.
really cut out for me.
Oh,
Huh?
okay. Found it.
Okay.
Okay, we that sounded very warbly on my end.
Yeah. That's why I was like, what?
It's fine.
But it sounds...
I was glad to see I wasn't the only
Yeah,
one.
it sounds fine now, so... Okay.
Yeah.
They're back at the gym. There's more people practicing at the gym, and so we do another twist tune while we're working with Clem and Jamil. And then we're like, wow, we did it! Wait, I'm pretty sure he still calls us elephants. Hold on, guys.
I gotta find it.
I don't think so.
It might be in the twist tune, because I never actually read the lyrics in the twist tune.
I don't think he does.
No, because I was like, damn, Clem just called me an elephant. And then Jamil called me an elephant too, and I was like, God, how fucking dare you, you bitch. Anyway.
I'm not seeing anything where they call us elephants again.
Maybe.
Oh, it's a far cry from when you started out sounding like a panicked elephant.
Haha, I
Where
win.
do you see that?
So, at the beginning, but not anymore. Not at this point.
Yeah. It's like...
It's an offhanded comment.
Yes, but still a comment. Yeah. So we do our little twist tune, and then we get back, and everyone's like, yippee, we did so well. Yeah. And then, Jamil is like, yeah, have you guys applied for the audition yet? And then Grim was like,
we have to do that?
Wait, what? Yeah, and then they find out they have to go to Rook and apply. And yeah.
Again, I would have found that out. I would have found out how we need to sign up for the audition before I even found out what we needed to do to audition. But that's just me from experience, but
I think they're just dumb.
I mean, yes, but
They
also, again, literally a theater and dance major.
I feel like you normally find out okay, well, they found out from word of mouth, but normally if you were to find a poster or something,
it would have been on the poster.
It would have been on the
Here's
poster.
the date, here's the where.
I remember them reading it, I think.
It was on the poster.
They're just dumb.
Both the piece they needed to rehearse for audition and how to sign up for the audition were on the poster. And also, this is not this should be more. The audition sign up should be more involved. There's a whole form that you have to fill out at most auditions.
I think Rook is filling them out for everyone else.
I mean,
with his creepy little thing.
I could see it. Actually,
he definitely is.
He's just like, oh, I heard you mention when you were 100 feet away that you wanted to do this. I got you all signed up.
Yeah. No. Well, no. They do go to him, and he's like, hey, I know you.
He's that audio clip.
Yeah.
Welcome.
But yeah, we get to 3A, which is Rook's room, and they're like, oh, we've never really interacted with upperclassmen from other dorms. But Grim is like, oh, Leona, come here. And Leona's like, what the fuck do you want? Don't call me. Do not order me around. And Grim's like, we're not even 10 meters apart. Jeez.
Yeah, this is actual dialogue here. Just if you want something, you come to me. We ain't even 10 meters apart. Just chill, dude.
Yeah. And then Deuce is like, sometimes Grim leaves me awestruck. And then Leona's... We apparently walk to Leona. And, so what do you want, herbivores? We're looking for a guy named Rook Hunt. Could you introduce us? And Leona's like, what? What do you want with that weirdo? And Rook pops up out of nowhere with his French behind us. Okay.
I really wish I showed the exchange students more of Rook, since I had two that spoke French, to just have them judge him.
Yeah.
I mean, I took French, and I hate him.
Same.
Those are entirely unrelated facts, though.
Yeah.
I just want the actual French-speaking people to judge him with his random French words.
But he speaks in a French accent. I think he just doesn't want to fully speak in English.
Yeah. Well, because he's... Okay, so he's from... What is it? Sunset Savannah? Which is implied to be inspired by, African countries, and a lot of, I think it's northern African countries, do speak French, as a secondary language. So, it makes sense.
most of them.
Interesting.
Not most of them, but a good portion of them. Because
So it does make sense that maybe he just grew up speaking French. Maybe French is his first language and English is his second language.
His speech
Why am I
does
defending
appear
Rook
like
right
that.
now? Why am I defending Rook right now?
No, because I think he's adding in the French more so as being like, haha, I know French and you do not. But, like, I do think it is one of his first languages.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's from a colonized country. He's got to be. You know?
Mm-hmm.
But anyway. Yeah. And this is where we find out that Ruggy eats dandelions. Yeah. Which is honestly kind of sad and cute. I could just see him sitting there, like, just munching on a dandelion.
Like, I feel like the reason, like, they just gave it to him as, like, oh, he's poor, he's just gonna eat the weeds. But, like, you can eat dandelions.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's being resourceful.
He is.
I haven't eaten dandelions, but I've had dandelion tea. And when I was at camp, someone gave me tea from the, like, white clovers. So, like, you can do it. But imagine, like, someone finding you just, like, picking dandelions, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna, like, put them on salads and stuff, and then that's just forever your nickname.
Oh my god. Okay, wait. So I just Googled to see if there was a reason behind it. And according to a Tumblr post by, Ure20, who is even more of an authority on Twisted Wonderland than we are, and I'm not saying that we're an authority, but, like, Ure20 is.
We are not.
If you haven't seen their stuff, go look at it. They make really good informational stuff. But they have a post about Ruggy info compilation, it's a Ruggy info compilation, and there's a little section about dandelions, and it says that this habit of Ruggy's may have been inspired by real-life events. In 2017, Sebek's voice actor said that he would go to riversides for wild leeks, clovers, and dandelions to eat as income from his multiple part-time jobs went to housing while he was in university. So, I don't know, but I find that really funny. That an action that Reggie, or something that Reggie does, is inspired by Sebek's voice actor.
Love that.
Anyway. Oh yeah. Just, also, where is that in here? Is it after? Oh.
I don't know what you're looking for.
Yeah, there it is. So after we come out of that flashback, after learning about, Reggie eating dandelions, Ace says derp.
What?
Ace says derp.
Oh, he does.
Which is like,
Weird.
is not a word I have heard in literal years, and it
derp.
was stood out to me so much that I literally noted it down in, like, all caps. I was like, what the heck? Why? The translators normally do so good. Why?
I was gonna say, so far my only notes on this chapter is just Ruggy eats dandelions, Rook is creepy.
Yeah.
That's it.
I have fucking derp. You. I bet you can
Derp.
guess what that's in reference to.
What do you mean? The lines that happen? Almost the lines that happen two after that? 3, 4.
Astrapola, number 25 in class 1A, human, 172
I mean
centimeters
that,
tall.
but also just Rook in general.
Yeah. I feel like when we make, like, our character, they should have, like, had us at our height.
Yeah,
Because
again,
that would have been an extra layer of creep.
Yeah. Again,
height
I know.
Unverified. How are you verifying the height? He just comes up with a tape measure behind us.
While we're
like...
sleeping.
Probably.
I was thinking that. He'd just be sneaking into every dorm room being like,
or he probably just somehow got access to, like, the files that they keep on all the students.
No, because those people lie on those files. They're teenage boys. They're lying.
Fair. I also have...
Ace would 100% say he's 6 foot. Like, you know.
Yeah. I also have the note, is Pomfrey the only place with a dance studio in school? Because, like... We had a dance... My school... Yes, I went to the fancy fine arts school, but we had a dance studio. In, like, our music and arts wing. And
I think...
Maybe it's like there's one for the school, and then they just happen to have one in their dorm as well.
But then I feel like to be more on, like, even playing field... The audition should be held in the public one, not in... I just feel uncomfortable that the auditions were held in Pomfrey. Because this is, like, the only time that something like that has happened. I think.
I mean, maybe that was Vil just being like, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it in my space. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Even if there isn't, like, a bigger dance studio for the whole school, they could have held it in the gym or in the auditorium that I assume they must have, which is where most theater and dance auditions in high schools are held if the school doesn't have a dance studio. Like, those two places, they're usually held either in the gym or on the stage.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think it's like, because Vil's hosting it, he wants it in his space. But I also can't see them having any other space where it's like a public one.
I guess.
But
then again, even if they didn't have another dance studio, they could hold it in the gym or on, like, in the auditorium.
True.
I feel like the dance studio and the gym would be, like, the same place.
Ours wasn't.
Like a multi-purpose room.
Yeah.
Again, I know I went to the fancy fine arts school, but, like, ours wasn't. And I think from what I've heard from people who went to other schools, like, they had separate black boxes for dance classes as well, if they had dance classes.
Maybe they're just playing it in the sense of, like, this is an all-boys school. Why would they have a dance studio besides in the, like, fancy beauty dorm?
I guess.
But
then again,
just making it like a normal
in
school.
the gym or on the stage. Why are they being held in Pomfrey? That's really my thing. It makes me uncomfortable that they're being held in Pomfrey. Auditions are meant...
It's a warning sign. It's a warning. This is what you'll have to put up with.
Yes. But, like, also, auditions are meant to be unbiased, and I feel like by putting them in Pomfrey, that already makes it more biased towards the people who have practiced in Pomfrey's dance studio. Because they know the space, whereas the people who haven't don't. And...
Yes, but technically no, because the only people from Pomfrey that made it in are literally the main
Just let
trio.
me hate on Pomfrey, okay? That's what's happening here.
It's the person running it, the person assisting running
just let me,
it, and then the person that forced them to be in it. Like,
I'm fully upfront. That was all just excuses. I'm just hating on Pomfrey for a minute here. Please just let me hate on Pomfrey.
I kind of figured. I was like,
I figured that too.
I'm gonna check out of this conversation because I know you're just hating on Pomfrey.
Yeah. But, like, by making it biased towards the people who have practiced there, that comment does still stand. And it's also the just general, I feel uncomfortable that it's in Pomfrey. That is true, but, like, mostly, yes, it was just me hating on Pomfrey because I don't like Pomfrey.
Yeah.
Even though I will fully admit, again, that's probably where I would end up. Anyway.
I have no clue where I'd end up.
Okay, anyway, moving on. So we get to the competition thing. We see Cater. We're like, yo, what are you doing here? And he's like, I'm just here to have fun.
Yeah.
And we're like, but why? And then Lilia pops out of fucking nowhere as always.
As always.
And Cater's like,
all
come
caps
on.
in my notes in all caps. I have Lilia, my beloved. I need some levity in the middle of this
I like
disaster.
Cater calling him Lils.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Cater's like, you're going to give me a heart attack one of these days. But we recognize him as the person who gave us our holiday card. And he's like, yeah, Lilia Monroe, surprise delivery boy at your service.
Ah.
Okay, I'm just remembering the one comic from what's the comic person? It's like Aphelia or something. I don't know.
The MD.
But
yeah.
Oh. Yeah, which I have
like,
I have that in my notes too.
you?
Sorry, I just got like an actual call. So I disconnected for a second, but I'm back. But I know what you're talking about because I have that in my notes too. Oh my god.
Just it's like, oh, you signed it MD. Oh, I suppose you figured out who I am. I didn't know you were a doctor.
Why is it not logging me into Tumblr? Hello?
I love that artist.
Yeah.
They're so
we did this in
on
like
point
one of our
canon.
first episodes too, where we had to scour Tumblr to find their name.
Yeah. And Lilia's like, however he fucking laughs, you'll find out soon enough who it is. Yeah. We find out why Lilia's here. He says he wanted Malleus to join us. And I don't know why our first thought is not, wait, Malleus. What's his last name?
Because we're dumb. Okay. Again, I didn't know you were a doctor.
That's just in the comic. That's not a canon thing.
Yeah.
It might as well be canon.
And then the thing after of, have you ever met someone so dumb? Why can I not find it?
It's like, I don't think I should answer that.
Because of Sebek, right?
Sure. Sebek too.
I love how we both have that so memorized.
It's just...
Oh.
Again, there is nothing important in my mind. It is just song lyrics and memes. That is it.
Yeah. But yeah, Lilia's explaining how... Huh?
It's Wednesday the 13th. That's part of the comic. We don't use doors on Wednesday the 13th. I think Cater thinks that Trey is just making an excuse to get away from the conversation, and then he opens a door to go through a door,
Right.
and Riddle appears out of nowhere and screams at him for using a door on Wednesday the 13th. Which is like, how did they get into the
Please send me
kitchen?
that. It's beautiful.
Considering they're in the Hearts the Wheel kitchen in that scene, how did they get into the kitchen?
They climbed through
guys,
the window.
The next Wednesday the 13th is in August.
I won't remember.
Oh, I did look it up. Oh yeah, okay. So at least according to that comic, if this is January Wednesday the 13th, that comic at least takes place in 2021. So that version at least. Because that's the most recent January 13th on a Wednesday. I love how I was more thorough than that than my actual research about the book.
As you shouldn't.
Normally I'm the one who knows things. I don't know anything about this book, nor do I care. Ah, Egophiliac! I found them! I didn't find their book 5 comic, but I found them.
I just found the ortho. What did you say about my brother?
What did you say about my
Did
brother?
you say something about my brother?
I love that one.
Just
Anyway,
summons.
speaking of ortho, here he comes.
We have ortho.
Well, actually, first there is... What do I have in my notes? Randomest time for a lore dump. What do they lore dump about in that moment?
What?
there's like a lore dump, or at least a little bit of lore that I thought was very random and came out of nowhere. Right before Ortho appeared.
They lore dump.
Oh, about Malice.
Edia. Is it Mal? What?
I think. Yeah, I think it's about Malice.
Who knows?
Because they're just. Well, Lilia's like. He's surprisingly a shy boy. And Cater's like, I don't think your definition of shy is the same as mine. And then they talk about Trey. And then they take a selfie. And then Ace is like, I always saw Dsomnia as a cold, unapproachable dorm, but you're kind of always warm and friendly. And then Cater's like, come on, you should know better than that. Our dorms got polar opposites too. And then they talk about the dark mirror and their souls being suited to certain dorms. And then Lily's like, Igni High's got a reputation for being a home to introverts who mislike having any sort of attention called to themselves. Yet one of their students is here auditioning today. And then Cater's like, oh, that's Edia's baby bro. And then they kind of lore dump. And they're like, Edia Shroud, house warden of Igni Hyde, brought his brother Ortho with him when he enrolled. And they're like, what? You can do that?
Yeah, because he's his emotional support robot, brother.
Yeah. Yes. And then Grimm's like, oh, that guy Edia's got a few screws loose, if you ask me. Because, of course, Grimm says that. And Ortho's like,
what did you say about my
Don't talk that way about my brother. Which
yeah.
I have in my notes. He is immediately feral, and I love him. This is our first introduction to Ortho in the main storyline, and he is immediately feral. And it is my favorite thing. My favorite thing, feral Ortho. My favorite thing is feral Ortho, and I'm so glad that that is our first introduction to him in the main storyline.
Yeah. And so we find out Edia was working on making, what is it?
He made Ortho a Vocaloid.
Yes. But he did that after making himself a Vocaloid, I'm pretty sure.
A voice bank, which is basically a Vocaloid.
He made, really good text-to-speech software.
But he essentially made Ortho a Vocaloid.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm trying to find the comics on the Tumblr, but they've posted so much.
Yeah, it's so far back. Anyway.
I love the comics, but I'm like, I want this one specific.
Oh my god, I love the one you sent to Lisa.
This one has Mally Zoom putting a bunch of bags of popcorn in the microwave, and then there's just a big explosion behind them.
Oh my god, the Mally pajamas one. Oh.
Mally's just wearing a full dragon onesie. Lilia told me this is standard human sleepwear. You looks right.
You put those in our.
You put them in the public one. Well, actually, get the links to it and put them in the public one.
Oh, I already passed that pajama one a long time ago. But I can send the Zooms. Okay, which one's public?
Online stuff we find.
Would that be fan art?
Yeah.
No, there's a thing called online stuff we find.
I mean, this could go in fan art, because it's just a comic.
Oh, there it is.
I guess. But it is also just online stuff we find.
I put it in the online stuff we find.
They're so cute.
Cute.
Anyway.
I just got cold.
Oh,
Cold.
yeah, I also have in my notes before we find out he's a Vocaloid, Ortho makes a comment about he's not desperately lonely or something, and I have literally said, Ortho, you are literally his emotional support brother.
Yep.
I love my baby boy, but he is.
Guys, I got a new emote for us.
Oh god.
Oh, I'm scared. As we
Where
should
is
be.
it?
Why?
What?
Anyway.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, we got an Asian apple together. And then Vil and Raven just looking horrified.
Okay, my next note after Vocaloid Ortho is another, do people know about Lilia or not? I have that on chapter
knows?
16 though, so... What am I feel like I missed a chapter here. There's something I was going to talk about. Oh yeah! What social media is Magicam supposed to be?
Instagram.
I assumed,
But
like,
they
Instagram.
have full, like, videos, like YouTube type videos and YouTube style ads.
True. It's just everything. I mean, maybe it's supposed to be more like Facebook, but I doubt
I
it.
don't think so. I'm pretty sure it's just supposed to be Magicam.
It's
I
just
guess.
Magicam. But I mean, Facebook has, like, full movies
I
on
found it!
there and
Sorry.
ads.
Anyway, yes.
What did you find?
You'll see.
I'll see. Okay. Wednesday the 13th. Indoors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kato, what are you doing? It is Wednesday the 13th! Anyway.
Last time I tried to sing, I was literally attacked by a ghost.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, so skipping through, people start auditioning. What? Chapter 16. Oh, we find out that Rook's the vice house warden. I know Piece of My World so well that as soon as I saw the lyrics written out, I almost started singing it, which would have not been good because I was reading this at work.
Tee-hee.
Mood
Now
now.
I can. Now I can.
It's back on Spotify, guys.
Anyway. Where is it? Aha! I had another note of, do people know about Lilia or not? Because Vil makes a comment, oh, English is not working today. For some reason, you show none of the youthful vim one would expect from a student. Anyway.
Because
he's Lilia and he's 700 years old. And then I have a comment that's just fuck you, Vil, just fuck you. I assume that's when he's insulting Ortho. Because I know myself. And then after Ortho is Kaleem and Jamil. And obviously they're very good. They're the best so far. But then I also... Why does Rook call Jamil Monsieur Pyramid? Like, I assume he says it in a French accent, but basically he calls him Mr. Pyramid. Because I
remember him explaining why, but I don't remember why.
If he explains it, I haven't gotten to that point. But in the Japanese version, he calls him, like, Mr. Multi-Skilled or something, which makes sense and is accurate. Monsieur Pyramid makes no sense, to me at least, at this moment in time.
Wait, who?
What chapter
16.
are you on?
I'm so confused.
Sorry, yeah,
Wait,
I skipped over Nish completely because I didn't take any notes on him, and I was just...
No.
We have 20 minutes left.
No, that's okay. I was just... Who are you talking about? That's what I'm confused.
Jamil. Rook calls
Really?
Jamil Monsieur Pyramid.
I'm just gonna Google it.
That's the thing I did! Like, that's why I ended up so behind on my notes, is because I didn't take as many notes as I wanted to, was because I spent so much time trying to figure out why Rook calls him Monsieur Pyramid, but there is no answer that I could find. Like, I could only find answers about why he calls him Monsieur Multi-Skilled in the Japanese version, which I don't need answers for, that just makes sense.
I thought he called him, like, a snake or something. I'm so confused now.
That's Floyd.
That's Floyd. He calls him Sea
No,
Snake.
I knew about Floyd, but I thought Rook also called him a snake.
I don't know. At this point,
I don't
in
know.
chapter 16 at the edition, Rook calls Jamil Monsieur Pyramid. Or Pyramide, I guess if we're going French.
Yeah. I think Rick's just racist.
I mean, makes sense.
Anyway. Okay, yeah, so...
I mean, he's calling Ortho Mr. Marionette.
Yeah,
so.
I just think Rook's racist.
Yeah.
But yes.
Oh, hey,
so-
one another minor spoiler for book 6. At the very end, Rook changes his nickname for Orto, and guess what he changes it to?
What?
Monsieur Wonder.
Huh?
He calls Orto Monsieur Wonder. As in my fucking name.
Hey,
Yeah, I just think
Meanwhile,
Rick's
I'm
racist.
standing right here like, that is my name? What? Why?
you are now Ortho.
Like, I love Orto. I'm willing to give him my name, but in front of me? Without asking.
Of me? Yeah. So Rick's just complimenting everyone, and Bill's
Yeah.
like, not. Bill's like, "Ugh, y'all suck."
Mm-hmm.
He's like, this isn't how auditions work. You can't keep complimenting
Yeah,
them.
you're not supposed to give any comments until... Like, you're just not supposed to give any comments at auditions. You do that in private to the assistant director. Which I guess, like, Bill and Rook would be doing this in private to each other. Which I have opinions about that, too. We'll get to that.
It also might just be... It just might be a cultural thing.
I guess.
I'm not sure if it is, but it could just be. Where if Yana's used to this type of audition, then Yana's used to this type of audition.
I mean, fair.
I guess.
Which I kind of thought was the norm until you said something, so...
I mean, I could see it either way, like, as, like, here's a bit of feedback before we release the things, and versus just, like, you will know absolutely nothing until...
Yeah, that's what I'm
We
used
just tell you
to,
whether or not you're in.
is you only know what the director might be thinking if you're very specifically watching their face. Like, every director that I've worked with has kept their mouth very closed on who they might pick. Okay, that's not true. But I'm not counting my dance studio because they sucked. But, like, all the theater directors I've worked with are very, like, closed off until the cast list comes out.
I mean, fair.
And that includes, like, I'm on the directing side for the first time ever right now. I'm helping choreograph the combat for a play that my dad is directing, and
Nice.
Oh, I gotta sneeze.
Bless
Excuse
you.
me. Thank you. But he didn't even say anything to me until he got home from the auditions. And, like, I was at auditions. He kicked me out when he went to go discuss with his assistant director.
I think it's also, except for when it's Deuce, Ace, and Grimm and us, sorry, I just read something on my phone, but from everyone else, it just seems like they're just auditioning by themselves. So, like, no one else in the room.
Like, I figured they were the only ones in the room. Like, they were calling them
because it's supposed to be groups of 3, which I also have a comment about. If it's a group of 3, where are we?
I don't think we're auditioning. I do not think we're auditioning. I think we're just here because we have to be there. Because it's also, we are Grimm's other half. We do not count as a full student. So technically, we have to audition with Grimm. But we're only counted as 3 people, you know?
I don't know. I just, again, this is me being offended as a dance theater kid, not actually, like, as a player of the game. I really do wish that they had given us a bit more customization to our U, because, like, we could have, like, if we could have picked, again, some skills that our character has. Like, I cannot stand all of the comments about how I'm a bad dancer in this, because I'm not. So, and I would be auditioning. So, I know there's not a way to do it. I just wish there was.
Yeah, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, we finish, they talk, they have their own discussion, and Rook convinces Vil to accept Ace and Deuce. And honestly, I feel like it's out of malicious intent, you know?
Oh, 100%. He also, like, goes on to talk about, like, oh, we can mold them into whatever we want them to be, and yada yada. You don't have enough time to teach 3 people who are brand new to dance to be, like, K-pop level dancers, which is what they're looking for. They have a month max.
They have 4 weeks.
Yeah.
It's not even a full month.
Yeah, like, they had good dancers, and Rook's just like, yeah, but if you have a bunch of good people, everyone's going to be watching the good people and not you, and you want them to focus on you.
You're the diamond and everyone else.
I'm going to get into it right now. Vil should not be dancing if he's also directing.
Yeah.
That is a thing that happened that was very consistent at my dance studio, which everybody complained about. It is common courtesy in the dance world. If you are directing, you are not in the show.
Yeah. I don't think Vil cares.
I know, but, like,
Vil does not.
This is my main point of emotions about the dance in this book. Vil should not be in the show, and Rook should not be his assistant director. If Vil wants to be in the show, someone else should be directing. And if Vil wants to direct, he should not be in the show. And that is not even me coming at it as a Vil hater, because we all know I am. That is me coming at it as a experienced dancer and performer. One of these things Vil should not be taking both roles. He should not be directing and performing. And if he is performing, he should be in the ensemble. He should not be the lead.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're just seeing it as, he's famous, he's going to get the school.
Then he should not be
attention
directing. If he's going to be in the show, he should not be directing. Have Rook direct. I don't care.
I agree with that.
But they're not. And I know differences in culture stuff.
Vil
like,
would not
this
take
is
orders
just.
from Rook.
He's not respecting the craft. Vil is not respecting the craft in this moment, and he claims that he does. So, one of these things cannot be true. Yeah. Sorry. I just needed to rant. But also, again, they're trying to get Ace and Deuce, who had just started dancing, to K-pop level dancing in 1 month. It takes at least a year.
Yeah.
So, they should not even... Ace and Deuce should not even be a thought at this point. And again, I know. Okay, I'm the one here with the most knowledge about Twisted Wonderland. Still, they should not even be in consideration.
It's for the plot.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be, but it is.
So this is why I have no complaints about the ending of this book, because they did not deserve to win. I will be fully honest. NRC did not deserve to win.
No.
NRC didn't what?
They didn't deserve to win. They had 2 horrible dancers on their team. They had Vil on their team, who is also the director. Someone tell me to shut up, because if you don't, I'm not going to.
Again, spoilers, they don't win.
Okay.
Someone move on, because if you don't, I'm not going
to. You're making it sound like they do and they didn't deserve it.
Alright, we're moving on.
Sorry.
So, they just... Are they on their way to lunch, or they're... Yeah, they're on their way to lunch, or almost lunch, and they almost get hit by an arrow, because Rook is a weirdo, and he sends an arrow towards them.
Yeah, let's just
shoot an arrow right now. Like, I know he's not going to hit them, because he won't be able to. Like, he's made himself... Like, if he wanted to hit them, he would. And it just says, thank you for taking part in the auditions. The following 2 students have passed. And then please report to the Pompure Ballroom after school today. And they're like, yay, we passed. And then Grimm is like, what the fuck? What about me? And Ace is like, oh, there's more. P.S. to you of Ramshackle Dorm. We have news for you, so please report to the Pompure. To Pompure with the 2 addresses. And then addresses, yes. And then they head over, and Grimm's all sad because he doesn't get his tuna, which I don't think we brought up, but he was only in it for the tuna, which is kind of, you know.
That's his motivation for everything. I feel like we don't need to mention.
So after school, we get to the dorm, we meet up with Jamil and Clem. But then we get stopped by a group of Pompure students, and then they fight us. This happens hold on, how many times?
3.
2.
Like 3,
3. It happens 3 times, and we get to the ballroom, and they're like, okay, awesome, good. Did you enjoy your workout? Yeah, let's just send the whole dorm after the people we just told that are going to be a part of our thing. Because why not? Mm-hmm. But, yeah. So we get there. Vil explaining everything. And Apple's also there. And then Crowley shows up out of the fucking nowhere. Because he always does.
Yep.
I think Faye just like popping out of nowhere. I think that's like a Faye trait. Like, if you are a Faye and you don't like popping out of nowhere, you're lying to yourself.
I mean, Sebek doesn't.
They, like, get to teleport. Why wouldn't she just pop out of nowhere? Well, Sebek.
I feel like Sebek always would pop out at some people, but he's not as experienced as other Faye.
He's half Faye.
For Sebek, if someone was talking shit about his Wakisama, he would pop out of somewhere and be like, what are you doing?
Wakisama!
You know?
It's the only time he teleports. He just is summoned somewhere across the school. Like, what did you say?
What did you say?
Wakisama!
But yeah, Crowley's like, it's a team building exercise.
It's called you're taking advantage of people.
Yeah, so everyone's gonna come stay at Ramshackle for a training camp. Yay!
I could have sworn this was one he was like, if you do this, I'll fix your, like, pipes or something, because there was something wrong with our water or something, but he doesn't give us like, anything in return.
He's
just like, you're just gonna do
Bill
this.
offers to use his prize money to do that.
No. Vil is offering the prize money just to us and Grimm. And then... Okay, and then after that... Crowley's like, yeah, see? And here I was thinking of footing the bill for some renovations to the dorm if you agreed to the camp idea. So he does the dorm's plumbing. He does say that, but it is not with Bill or Rook's prize money. It is with his own money. Because why would he have these rich people in a dorm with no plumbing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially
really make him
especially
tough
Clem.
out.
Like I'm not saying he's the school's pay pig, but you know, from how they talk about him,
But he is.
he is definitely their cash cow. One of the many.
He'd just be like, I can't let the Alyssims know that I let their son stay in a place with no water. And then Kaleem would just be like, oh, this is fun. We're like camping. I can always just use my signature spell if we need water. It's fine. He'd be having like the time of his life over there.
Yeah. And then they get the arrangements in order. And Ace at first is super excited. He's like, yippee, no off with our heads if we breach the rules. He is not happy for long. Okay, so their meeting is adjourned. They start some practice. And then the next chapter is everyone is at Ramshackle Dorm. They're like, hey, welcome. And Vill's like, it's certainly cleaner than I expect, which, first of all, rude. I guess you can sleep out on the couch. Just you. You can sleep on the couch. Clem is like, this...
Anyway.
Yeah. Clem is like, the ceilings are kind of low. I think I'm going to hit my head if I ride my magic carpet around.
Jamil's just like, don't ride the carpet.
Fly indoors at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then for some reason, I don't know why these people think there's a lot of rooms there that are clean, but I'm assuming Crowley went over with his little magic and cleaned it all up for us.
Gotta make it look presentable.
And apparently Clem hasn't had one single assassination attempt on campus since he enrolled. Good for him.
Yep, he's been
How
very
safe.
I mean, I feel like that's technically debatable, but...
Kind of debatable, buddy, but...
He's had one. It was just Jamil.
Well, it wasn't on campus. That was in the dorm. But the dorm is on campus. But also not on campus, so... You know, anyway, let's move on.
Who knows?
And then Ace and Deuce come, and Trey made them some yummy chocolate pie and apple pie. Chocolate cake and apple pie. But Phil confiscates those right away.
Yeah, he's like, you can't have all this processed and sugary stuff. Like, no.
Yeah.
I will say, he does specifically say that us and Grimm are allowed to eat it. He just says, you're allowed to eat it, just don't do it in our presence.
Which, like, I have opinions about this as well, but I already went off, so I'm not gonna.
Vil takes...
Then he makes us go through all our suitcases.
Yeah.
Invasion of privacy.
Like, also, why... I get that they're sleeping in Ramshackle, but why do they need suitcases? Can they not just run back and forth between their dorm for clothes?
Have you seen how far everything's spread out? Do we need...
I guess.
Map episode, they don't want to add another 3 miles to their daily steps.
I guess.
Although I will point out that when they're going through the suitcases, Vil opens Rook's and he's like, there's literally just a thick photo album in here. Like, Rook didn't even bring clothes. It's just that photo
other
album.
reason they don't need to bring clothes. They can change their clothes with magic. They do it every time they go in and out of their dorm.
Okay, well, they gotta bring their workout clothes. They still gotta wash those clothes. There's no... It's not like they poof out of nowhere. They're in a place, right?
I guess.
They're somewhere.
I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah. So Bill confiscates everything.
Mhm.
Where are we? He's like, well, Ace is like, I am a growing boy, you know, and Bill's like, you know, is that a fact? I grew to 183 centimeters without any late night snacking. The face I see Bill giving Ace right now, I don't know. In my head, he's giving him this very, like, I don't even know how to explain it, but you know, yeah,
Oh.
okay.
This is probably because I've been reading so much Dombey lately, but I picture Vil constantly holding a folding fan. So
Yeah,
I
like
feel like
hitting
he's
people
just,
with it.
I mean, yes. Yeah, but like also
can see
like
that.
I can see the exact way he's fanning himself with it in this moment.
Yeah. I can too, unfortunately.
Yeah. Fuck it, that's
and
my
then-
new Vil headcanon. He's constantly holding a folding fan.
He's got a fan.
Mhm.
And then Bill's manager is calling.
Mhm.
It's a new movie deal. A sequel to The Legendary Sword. And Bill's like, ooh, yes, but like, what role would I be playing? And the agent is like, you'd be the protagonist's rival, a prince of an enemy kingdom.
You'd be the
Yeah.
villain.
And then they continue to say, you were born to play this guy, Vil. And Vil's like, hold on, it's another pretty villain role. I told
Which,
you
like-
to turn down those offers.
Makes no sense because those are the most fun to play.
He doesn't want to be typecast.
They
Villains
are-
are the most fun.
I know, right?
Like why?
I think
He just
I
doesn't,
think for
he doesn't want to be typecasted as a villain, but like I'd
Yeah.
be fine being typecasted as a villain.
I am
I-
typecast as a villain pretty consistently, and
remembering
I
the-
love the villain roles. I would rather play a villain than a hero.
Have you seen the posts?
well, they
I gotta look up who this person is real quick.
they talk about it later, like that's all the roles Vil's been getting, only villains, and like it caused him to be bullied outside of like
Oh, someone's coming
everything. So
downstairs.
that's kind of why he doesn't
I
like
paused.
those roles. It's because he got bullied for it.
Hello. I am.
I don't know. I just
Dad just came in the basement.
like which that also doesn't make sense to
Have
me.
you seen
like,
the
why?
post? Whoop.
Just why?
And
Why
it's
would they
also
bully
like
him for it?
because they thought you know how kids, they see a villain and you don't know it's an actor.
Didn't they say that was something that like canon happened?
Yeah.
In one of the big nuts?
No, it's later in the story after Bill's overblood. And I'm not sure if Jack was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was with Jack. Because they're describing like how
Yeah,
they
and
met.
Jack. Yeah,
as
and
childhood
Jack
friends.
like saves him from being bullied or whatnot. But like in this dialogue, it's kind of well, okay. And then Bill's like, well, I might consider it depending on the casting. And then the agent's like, well, the hero is played by Nej. And Bill's like, Nej? Again?
Absolutely.
If I
not.
set in the same role over and over again, in the same hero role, a lot of people start to like they make you out to be the hero and villain, like in real life. And that's what was happening. Like, it's also those villain roles are definitely going to be defeated in the end, and that's not something Vil wants. Vil doesn't want to be known as the person who keeps getting defeated by Nej, but that's like already happening, and Vil's just trying to stop it from happening. So I do understand why he's like, I don't want this Vil. I don't want this villain role, especially if Nej is going to be the hero. Like, if it was someone else, it'd be fine.
I get
But
that.
do you really want to keep watching the same movie
I get
over
that.
and over? Like, that's so dumb. Even if it is a different plot.
Yes, I do want to keep
Well,
watching
no,
the same
if it's
movies.
different movies, but it's the same plot line, you know?
That's like what we do for fan fiction. We just give me the same story, just 5 different fonts. I get it, but at the same time, I'm like, people would watch it. Also, I had to look up who the actress was, but the actress is Lucy Punch, but they saw a thing where it's like, there's being typecast, and then there's being typecast as Cinderella's stepsister in 4 different movies.
Yeah.
Which is something she loves playing the stepsisters. Like, that's not typecasting, that's just her actively taking those roles. But I've seen a lot of memes about that.
I don't know. Actually, okay. I was gonna say, like, the only people I've ever met in, you know, my theater and dance career who have been so against playing villains were the prissy popular girls, which actually that checks out for Phil.
Yeah.
Like, everybody, Talissa, you saw this in that villains dance at my old that we did in our.
I sadly did not see that. That was the one where there was remember, so you had texted me something that like
not
it was
at the
gonna last
recital,
from
at
like
the
1
spring
to 5
show,
or
the
something.
one where you brought me the black flowers, where I played Maleficent.
Yeah, I brought those. Yeah, that was the one that I didn't see, and then I had, when I went over to your house to play that not D&D, I brought them to you.
I thought you brought them to me at the spring show.
Because
the Disney-themed one.
No, I don't think... I think the only thing that I've actually... I don't know,
the recital.
maybe. I feel like the only thing that I've actually seen you... in was the Nutcracker.
I don't know. Anyway, but we had a Disney-themed
I just remember that
showcase, and that big Act 1 finale was a meeting of, like, all the villains, and, like, everybody that was in that loved playing the villains. And
yeah, I definitely
the big
missed that.
Act 2, like, show finale was the princess dance, and that was all the prissy popular girls, and they were all, like, shit-talking us for playing the villains, and for liking playing the villains.
Mm.
And actually, I could see Vil doing that.
How rude. Yeah.
And there were, like, some people that were in the princess dance that were also in the villains dance. Because they played, like, Cinderella's stepsisters, or Gaston's, like, the girls who like Gaston. And, yeah.
The Bimbettes.
And then they were just, like, yeah, they just said some weird things to us. Not to us, about us, that we overheard. Or that I overheard. And yeah, actually, that checks out for Vil. I could see Vil doing that. Anyway,
Yeah.
I have a lot more things to complain about, Vil. Let's continue on.
Also, just question, are we still planning on going to chapter 39 just because we are at the 2-hour
I think so.
mark?
We said our
now?
cutoff was 3 hours.
And
if we
that's-
speed through the rest of this, which I think we can get through it.
It's not that hard.
Okay, then I'm gonna step aside real quick and grab a phone charger because my phone's at 18%. It was at like 60 when I started. So I'm gonna go grab that real quick.
Yes,
should I just
keep
keep
it
my recording running or
just
should I
like
pause
mute it if you can.
Okay.
If you can't, that's okay. I'll mute you in
I
editing.
don't think I can do that on here, but it's just in the other room.
So, next chapter we start getting to rehearsals.
Yes. Rehearsals. It's
just rehearsal. It's
just rehearsals.
Oh.
It's literally just
Yeah. We do find out that we're the manager. Which, like, I would be super enthusiastic and interested in, except
I'm
for
back.
it's Vil who's running the rehearsal.
I think I'd be like...
And I don't think we actually do anything as manager. He's just like, since you're letting us stay at Ramshackle...
No,
He has us play the music.
Yeah.
Also, why...
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'd always complaining about auditions being held at Pomfjord earlier. why is the training camp being held at Ramshackle when all
I have an answer for
rehearsing in
this.
Pomfjord? What?
Well, I was gonna say this earlier, but it didn't pertain. But basically, these students are all, they like to get money, right? Okay, most of the people who are auditioning wanted money. If they were able to leak said dance and song, then it would kind of ruin it. So they would want to be in a secure place where it's not open to the public, you know?
Well, yeah, I get that, but why? If we're spending all our time rehearsing in Pomfjord anyway, why not just hold the camp at Pomfjord?
Because
Didn't they say when they told us that they were going to be staying at Ramshackle, they were like, because you're all from different dorms, we wanted you to all feel equally
But then why
at
are we
home
rehearsing in Pomfjord?
instead of,
okay, rehearsing is different.
because where are we going to
Here's one
practice
place
in
to-
Ramshackle?
We should practice in the gym! Or in the auditorium.
There's other
I don't know.
clubs that use the gym.
Then the Coliseum where we're going to
the
be
basketball
presenting.
club that Jamil is a part of.
I don't know.
There are...
Open space, someone could record.
It's just,
I don't know.
yeah.
The stage isn't built yet. They build the stages day of.
Okay, anyway, moving on from this topic because it's the same topic. But yeah. They kind of just talk about the criteria of what they're looking for. They also talk about how they, what's the word? Jesus. Where the manager? They,
The only word I can think of would be
No.
expectations or something.
Oh,
but I don't know if
commission.
that's
They
what
commission
your
a
train of thought was
song,
going to.
and I think Vil also commissions a dance.
I thought they just said he made all of it. I don't remember them saying that he paid someone to do it.
Oh,
that
because they
he
watch
did it all
they watch
himself.
a visual aid of what our yeah. I'll pull up a dance video similar dynamic to provide you with a visual aid of what our performance will look like when it's finished.
So it's
Okay.
not the actual dance for the song. It's just a similar song with a similar group.
Yeah. But
Which
the
also-
song
Mm-hmm.
At this moment, they make a comment that the song they're dancing to is going to be EDM, which no, it's not. Absolutely Beautiful
No.
is the farthest thing from EDM.
yeah.
What? Absolutely Beautiful is fully pop. It's fully a pop song.
Where do they say it's EDM? Oh, they do.
Yeah, Jamil says, would this fall under the electronic dance music genre? And then they start talking about how it's hip-hop, urban hip-hop. Which again, no it's not. They are fully just doing a K-pop dance.
Yeah.
They do a K-pop song, basically. Which I get, it's probably a translation thing, but
K-pop is just
most of the people,
Korean.
it's a J-pop then, but most of the people playing this game are gonna know what J-pop is. Let's be fully honest.
Yeah.
So why not just say it? I mean, I get, again, J-pop probably doesn't exist in Twisted Wonderland, but you could at least describe it in a way that is accurate. Because what they're saying here in this chapter is not accurate at all. And Yana's done idol arcs before, so we know she can, without using those words.
Maybe she just didn't want to.
Because she did an idol arc in Black Butler. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, here's where I had my "What social media is Magicam" comment, but we already talked about that. So.
Because they get a commercial for Nej and his Precious Protection Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then Vil's just kind of silent for the rest of the chapter. But, because they just talk about, well, Rook is being creepy as fuck. Okay, I don't know why Vil doesn't think of it sooner, but Rook is being extra creepy with Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's just like, that's just how Rook is.
And then in the next chapter, Vil is back on his Siri, his Mira.
Mira.
And we're looking up Nej again. Well, not really, but we're looking up who has the most comments using the word beautiful.
Yeah.
Vil is still planning. Whatever the fuck that word's. Laurels?
Laurels.
Okay.
That's...
All right, and then...
Yeah.
Yeah. We have another rehearsal. But in this rehearsal, we are talking about the main vocalists and who's going to be the backup dancers. So Vil makes the personal selections based on the performance at the auditions. Ooh, hiccuped. I did not like that. If you weren't selected for the main vocals, you should consider those positions up for grabs. So basically he's telling everyone, this is what it is now, but if you work hard, we can change this.
Which, can I say something again? That's not a good dynamic to set. I know that just is the dynamic of NRC, but like, if you're setting your whole performance up as a competition, your whole like rehearsal period up as a competition of the ensemble members trying to get the lead spots, that's just gonna set up a very unhealthy rivalry between everyone, which is not what you want. Which that is another reason that NRC did not deserve to win, because they never go into it. But the way that Vil has set it up, he's made all of them rivals.
I do see it more as Vil saying to these three people, one of it's himself, but I also think this is more towards Epple. If you don't get your act together, we're going to have issues. Like, I don't see him changing the vocals, and he doesn't.
I mean,
he doesn't.
Yes, we know that. But again, just by saying that it could change, because they do talk about it a little bit, that like Ace and Deuce want those lead spots, and Kalim wants that lead spot. He set up a rivalry, whether he meant to or not, and I fully believe that he meant to.
Yeah.
Which, again, very unhealthy dynamic to have in a performance group like this.
No, it is unhealthy, but I do think it's just to motivate Epple. I'm not gonna lie. I think he's just trying to like
should
appeal.
have done it a different way.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, these people aren't smart, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they might be, but they're not. So, they don't have that human smartness in them, you know? Not the human, but I can't think of the word. Morality, maybe?
Morals?
Yeah, morals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on to another complaint. They spelled Rook's name wrong for Kalim. Or they spelled Rook's name for Kalim wrong. I don't know if it's in the actual game, but at least on the wiki. Because he's supposed to be Hua, which is King of Gold. So it should be Hua, D''OR. And on the wiki, they have him saying Hua Dore, D-O-R-E, with an accent. Which I don't even know if that's a word in French.
I'm sure it's probably just a typo on the wiki.
Maybe, I'll check. Not that Google Translate is any help, but you know.
Mm-hmm.
No,
well,
it's
I
correct. It's
really?
correct. Yeah, it's golden. Oh, okay. So there's different ways you can write it. Let's see. So with the DORE, is that a something? No. But with the DORE, it's Golden King, but with the D''OR, it's King of Gold. Because OR is just gold, but the D with the ORs.
Yeah.
Of. Yeah.
I don't know. Okay. See, when most people translate, because I had just done all that research looking at his nicknames, trying to find out why the heck he calls Jamil what he calls him. Most people translated it as King of Gold.
Yeah.
So, I guess their translations were wrong.
Probably.
So then never mind, but still.
It would make more sense to be Golden King instead of King of Gold.
Mm-hmm. Anyway.
But Rick doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So, we do another twist tune, and that's the end of chapter 26. Moving on.
13 more chapters to go. We can do this.
Yeah. So Bill is calling Ace and Deuce Spudlings. With Spudling 1 and Spudling 2, you can guess who is who.
They complain about it, but it's literally just based on their names. So.
Yeah. Bill is...
Didn't even realize that.
I think Bill is trying... I'm just saying this, but I think Bill is trying to teach them better, but, like, teach them how to work better, but he's also insulting them as he does so. And then we get into this fun little conversation. Which Wonder is going to say shut for, because I already know your opinions. Okay, we're just going to get through it.
Actually,
abuse.
Okay, yes, my opinion still stands. Unfortunately, Phil does make some comments in this that I agree with. And that's all I'll say. You guys can talk about it now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Bill goes to Ethel and says, you need flexibility for jazzy hip-hop. And Ethel says, but all these girly twisty motions, I don't want to do those. I just gave a side eye to my microphone, by the way. I needed to explain that. And then Bill's like, are you seriously gendering movements? What complete and utter gibberish. You sound like a lunatic raving in his sleep. And then he starts pulling on, I'm assuming, Ethel's ear. Yes, because he says, ow, not the ear.
Yeah.
Since our darling...
Yeah, and everyone's watching this like, what the heck is happening here? And Rick's just like, it's fine, this is normal, they'll be done in a few minutes. Like,
that's not concerning. Like, I know Rick's drunk and he's weird, but like, it
is concerning.
Yeah. It should be more concerning.
Yeah, Bill is just like trying to explain to Ethel again that there is no such thing as for boys or for girls, and the whole idea of boys being ashamed of doing effeminate dance moves is so last century. Did you grow up a century ago and take a time machine to the present? And Clem steps in and he's like, hey, it's a little embarrassing at first, but just lean into it, right? And Vil does agree. But he's like, there's no beauty to be found in weak-kneed fidgeting. And Clem's like, wait, no, that's not what I meant. And Jamil's just like, shush, don't talk. But Vil's like, starting tomorrow, Ethel, you're getting a separate training. You're gonna be taking ballet lessons until I say so.
Which wouldn't help.
Yeah.
I feel like ballet wouldn't even help with the type of dance.
Yes, it would, because ballet helps with every type of dance, because ballet is the basis that all dance is built off of. But the thing is, he's not...
Oh.
He's looking to get him... He's looking to get Ethel to face his internalized misogyny. Which ballet would not help with. Making Ethel do ballet would not help with that. It would just make it worse.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. In this, it's kind of like, in my opinion, you can have your own opinion about it, but nothing is gendered, but if you think something is gendered, that's your own problem. Like, I can see that you think this is gendered, that's a thing. but you shouldn't be forcing on. Nothing is gendered. And that's what Vil's doing. But, it's okay. Whatever, Vil. Whatever.
But also, like, by saying, by his response to that being, oh, Ethel, you're going to start taking ballet lessons, that makes it gendered for Ethel.
Yeah.
Which ballet isn't. There are more...
They're just going, because you find this girly, I'm going to make you take it.
By putting him in that situation, again, it just inherently makes ballet more gendered in Ethel's mind. So that would not help at all in this situation.
No.
Okay.
But yeah. This is also one of those, like, main points where people are like, is Vil trans femme? And I'm like, no. This is my own personal opinion, mind you. But Vil says there is nothing boyish or girlish. It's later on that he's actually like, oh, I just do this because it makes me look pretty, and pretty is like strong and strength and everything. We'll get to it. It's in this part, I believe.
But yeah, I agree with you. I see Vil as transphobic, not transgender. So
yeah,
all of the people saying that Vil is trans actually makes me very uncomfortable, because he comes off to me, at least, as very transphobic.
You can be trans and transphobic. Don't get us wrong.
I mean, yeah, but like the people praising him for it.
Yeah, no. We get if you think that Vil is trans femme because Vil dresses very pretty, wears heels and whatnot, but Vil does not think that way. So
yeah, his whole philosophy, the whole point of his character is that those aren't gendered things. And if you think that Vil is trans for wearing heels and skirts and makeup, then therefore Riddle is also trans. And that's not a headcanon I see very often. And also Lilia is trans. And that is a headcanon I see, but more so non-binary, and because he's a fae. So.
Yeah. But basically, yeah. So that happens, and then Deuce is like, you know what, actually, can I join in the ballet lessons? And he's like, Deuce is like,
I like Deuce.
Oh my god, I love Deuce for this, but he's like, I also fall into the trap of viewing things along a spectrum of so-called manliness. I pass the ensemble editions, but if we're aiming for the top, I want to pull out all the stops. So I think he's trying to make Epple feel better about his situation, but I also know he's being so genuine.
I love Deuce. He's the best.
Yeah.
He's so sweet.
So, after that, their session is adjourned and they all go back to Ramshackle and eat dinner. But not really, because they wipe the entire ballroom first, and we find out that Vil's training is also included in cleaning up the ballroom.
I also, sorry, I had one more thing.
Vil is overworking them so much, honestly.
I had one more thing about the whole ballet comment. Vil makes a comment about, I won't ask you to perform a releve and stand on the tips of your toes, but I expect you to at least master the art of turning with grace. You literally need to releve to turn most of the time. I assume, I'll give them this. I assume they meant going on point, but like still.
He probably meant point, but...
Releve is literally just standing on your toes.
That just wasn't translated the best, probably.
Sorry? I didn't hear what you said. We spoke over each other, sorry.
Oh, I just said that was probably like a translation thing or something. Them just saying like stand on the tip of your toes instead of like on point. Like it probably just didn't get worded the best there.
I assume they meant go on point, which makes sense because... Well, actually, no. If you're going to teach someone ballet to get over their own internalized misogyny, then they should be doing on point. They
should.
Because
point those toes, bitch.
Because That's like the difference in professional settings. One of the biggest differences is that the girls dance on point and the guys don't. So, no. He should be teaching Apple to dance on point.
I remember asking
he should be teaching Apple to dance on point. If this is the direction he wants to take it, Apple should be on point. I still don't agree with it, but yeah.
Yeah, I remember asking our mutual friend about that after seeing the ballet, because I was like, I watched this. Like, do guys ever do point? And
they do, but it's not very really common.
It's like, okay.
How dare they?
I feel like he would learn point. He would at least attempt.
Is this one of the people that I knew? I could see it.
Yeah,
I think I know who you're talking about, right? Yeah. Yeah, I could see it. I think he'd like it. Anyway. Now we can continue on, sorry.
Yes, where is it? They just talk about Vil being weird. I thought they were talking about Vil being weird, and then we're on to the next chapter. They finish their dinner, and their dinner is kind of boring, and they're all kind of sad about it, but it was just vegetables, white chicken meat, and fruit.
Which is what I eat for dinner every night.
I have my dad making chili. I'm so excited.
That's I told him to double.
Yeah, I told him to double the recipe because I plan on taking like a whole pot of it like home with me so I can eat it for the rest of the week. I'm so excited.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, nice. So they're hungry. Okay, some of them feel like it's not enough food, but Jamil thinks the portions are sized reasonably. Yeah. And Grimm's complaining. And then someone comes to the door. It's a special delivery for Apple.
This is not how mail works in dorms, by the way.
No. Well, it's a delivery ghost, so I assume it just goes wherever, but you know.
No.
Yeah. So we Apple gets 10 large boxes, and it's from his grandma. I love grandma. She's so cute.
Yeah, Grandma Felmia.
And the fact that she looks just like Apple, and like they're so cute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'll be like, I know what you're gonna look like when you're old. Anyway. It's from his Mima. Oh. Okay, that makes me think of young Sheldon. I'm done with that. Anyway.
I was gonna say, it reminds me of Big Bang Theory, but because that's the only place I've heard them use Mima, but...
So, I think Kalim's like, is it a delivery of silks from your home? No, it's Apple-based products. I expect them all. They are all apple juice. Yep, they are all apple juice.
What I wouldn't give to try the Felmia family apple juice.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I want apple juice now.
Oh, I just drank the last of my bottle yesterday.
As far as I know.
Ooh. I think I'm going to have some apple juice when I go to work tomorrow. I love Starbucks apple juice. It's so good, okay? It's 100% apple juice. Yeah.
Oh.
It's really good. Anyway, so the letter from Mima says we had some unsold stock near its sell-by date. You can share with your friends at school. And then he goes into his cute little accent. I'm not saying that out loud, but does someone else want to give it a cute little try? His accent?
For crying out loud, don't put your stinking overstock on me, Mima. My southern accent isn't great, but I can do it.
I love the fact that she sends 10 boxes, and we don't even know how many bottles are in a box. Like, you get the normal, like, 1 or 2, and she's just like, oh, I'm sure he can pass around 10 boxes of apple juice. It's a big school.
How many friends does she think he has?
I think it is
Each friend gets a case.
Well, considering that later it says they're a liter, each, I'm gonna say they're large boxes. There's gotta be at least 20 a box.
Yeah, they at least say it blocks the whole
because they're
foyer.
large boxes.
Yeah.
And we get these small packages at work with our like refreshers, and there's 8 boxes, a liter each, and they're pretty small. But if you put like 4 of them together, 8, 16, 24, 32, 32. Yeah, 32 is what I would expect for a large box of 1 liter apple juices.
So yeah, just casually, here's 320
Yes.
apple juices.
Yeah,
Have
but
fun.
then they drink it, and they're like, Vil probably won't yell at you for drinking it. And Ace is just like, you're a total apple juice freak. Who's not an apple juice freak?
Yeah.
Apple juice is the best.
Yeah. They
Best
get
of
them
the
moved
juices.
in. They all try it. From what I'm reading, everyone's just like waterfalling this drink. Okay. If you don't know what that term means, it means to just like put the drink just above your lips so you can share it with everyone else.
Yeah, that like, why doesn't everybody just take their own bottle? Like,
I don't know.
Oh, I
No.
assume
no,
everyone
they
had
make
their
a
own
comment
bottle.
to like Grim, I think, about don't drink out directly out of the bottle.
Yeah, don't put your mouth on the bottle.
Which like maybe
Oh, right.
maybe they sent like the cartons instead of, single serve bottles, but or maybe like they sent a combination of both and they're just pouring cups out of one of the cartons and Grim went to drink directly out of the carton. That's the only thing that I could think that would make sense.
I honestly think they're waterfalling it. These are a bunch of teenage boys.
Ugh.
Okay.
I keep forgetting that.
Just the comment. Kalim, let me try a sip. Oh, that is good. It's like I'm drinking an apple in liquid form. Jabil, it is 100% apple juice, so that is literally what you're doing.
Yeah, no, I definitely think they're waterfalling it, which would be fair because also it would make sense because okay, I think no, Deuce does try it first, then it's Rook, then it's Klim. They were definitely using them as poison tasters. So they are definitely waterfalling it. That is my headcanon for this scene. Anyway.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
We're real concerned about Mima poisoning the school friends.
I mean, they're concerned about the friends poisoning the school friends, so yeah.
Yeah. We went over this in Tamashii no Mina.
They go over it later,
Yeah.
I believe, with Klim, and he's just like, yeah, worrying about like being poisoned all the time is kind of stressful.
Mm-hmm.
Which is
like,
so
Fair. It would be.
Yeah, and then they're just talking about the juice, and then Vil pops in. He's like, "How long are you gonna congregate in the lounge?"
Which, it is the lounge. It is literally meant to be congregated in.
We are congregating because it is the lounge where we congregate.
Yeah.
Vil, what do you want us to do? Stand in separate corners? Probably.
Honestly.
Yeah. And he's like, okay, you guys can drink that. I will try it if the mood strikes me. It's just about 10 o'clock. That means lights out for you spudlings. Spudlings. In all honesty, it is a bit extra what he's doing, but he is trying to get them to get their minimum hours of sleep and food, whatnot.
I mean, I'm kind of wondering what time they would go to bed anyway, because as someone who has their alarm set for like 7 a.m., I typically go to bed around like 11 or 10, so that kind of is on track.
I don't know.
Like, it probably is like they go to bed at 11 and they're salty about losing that 1 hour, you know?
And then they start talking about skincare, hair and skincare. And we find out that everyone here is dumbass shit, as usual. Which actually surprises me. I'm surprised Jamil just washes his hair with hair oil and stuff. Like, he washes his hair and then he uses hair oil to keep it from tangling.
I mean, you were the one who just said they're all teenage boys.
No. I'm surprised he does that much.
Oh, yeah.
But also it makes sense.
Oh, I was taking that as I'm surprised he doesn't do more. Because I could see him doing, like, a basic, like, here's a cleanser or something, like, just he has a specific face soap.
I look at him and he tells me, he pops out through the screen and he tells me he used 13-in-1 body wash.
Oh, God.
Soap, the toothbrush, all of that. He uses the 13-in-1.
He cares about his hair too much.
No, because...
No, that's Kaleem.
I refuse to believe that either of them do, because, like, they were raised around rich people. One of them is rich people.
Well, they do have it say that, because they were talking about, like, stuff, and Kaleem's just like, my attendants back home always slather me in moisturizers, but I haven't done any of that since
that's
I
the part where I'm
school.
surprised about, because why is Jamil not doing that? That's part of his job, dude. You know? But anyway, we get Ville's special makeup. Not makeup, formulated skincare products. But we do find out he also has his own set of makeup that he has forced on Apple. Yeah. And then Bill's like, Clem, how do you wash your face normally? Or like, Clem, you're gonna be my model. How do you wash your face normally?
He was so proud to say
honestly,
water.
Same.
He's just like, I actually wash my face.
Or doing it
just
wrong.
like, you're doing it wrong.
He's like, out of the question. First, work up a lather with this loofah. Then massage into your face with the foam. No hard scrubbing. Clem's just like, that tickles. They continue to explain how to wash your face. He is using Clem as his model and everything.
With the, like, 16 steps.
And then... Milky Lotion, he's like, boys our age to create a lot of sebum, so applying too much could backfire. And Clem's like, it's funny when you say our age. And Ville's like, what do you mean? What do you mean? And Clem's like, well, yeah.
Would you care to elaborate?
You're just so mature compared to the other juniors I know. Yeah. And then he said he was going to fight Clem if he intended to call him old, basically.
Which he did.
Yeah.
He really was
Clem
just like,
fully did call him old. Like,
yes.
He
But
just
I don't
did.
think he meant it. He didn't mean it.
I think Bill meant more if he had said he
guess.
looked old versus
I was ready.
acts old.
I was ready to
Since
come
this
to
whole thing's
blows
about
if you had
beauty.
intended to call me old. I don't really see that as, like, I don't know. Yeah. They,
I don't know.
Yeah, they finish. No, they don't
Moving on.
finish. Clem tells us to touch his cheek, and we're like, it's squishy, it's springy. Bill's like, don't touch him, don't touch him.
honestly.
Get your
And
grimy
this
hands
is
off his
one of the
clean
many
face.
parts where Ace and Deuce compare Bill to Riddle, but also not. They're saying, our house warden's got nothing on Bill. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Riddle was still worse than how Bill is, because Bill's just like, you need to do skincare. You need to do this. Whereas Riddle was like you dare eat hamburger on a Tuesday, you are literally not able to participate in school until I see fit.
I mean, Vil kind of fights us a lot with it.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, don't do this.
Yeah, like, I mean, they're both tyrants, but, like, I don't know. They're so different, it feels weird comparing them.
Oh, I can see that making sense. I don't get why this is relevant. This has nothing to do with performance.
No.
Yeah.
And this scene just, to me, goes on for way too long.
It does.
So,
I mean, that's fair.
Vil shouldn't be spending time on this. He should be spending time on the performance. And yes, your appearance is a part of your performance. Most of what he's talking about can be covered up with makeup. Like acne,
Yes.
that can be covered up with makeup. And so I don't see how this is relevant to what he's supposed to be focused on.
He says that he doesn't find using magic or, like, makeup to cover it up, like,
Which is
authentic.
Dumb. He has to wear
But
it
that's
anyway.
so dumb.
He has to wear stage makeup anyway.
He was saying he wants them to know
Yeah.
that magic's temporary.
You're gonna be wearing makeup anyway.
And
Just
there's no way you're changing your skincare routine to something so drastic is going to do anything besides make your skin more irritable. Like, it's going to get worse before it gets better, so.
yeah.
I got mail and I just chucked it on the floor while trying to show it to Mom.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, so they move on. They all go to bed. But then, when Grim and you are sleeping in bed or trying to sleep in bed, they hear Clem singing outside. And so they go out and they're like, "What are you doing? Are you okay? What's happening, dude?"
Specifically, he's singing a line that he doesn't even sing in the song.
Yeah.
Like,
Wait,
he
why
sings
is there
one
a
of
play
Vil's parts.
button?
Hmm?
There's a
Apparently he's trying
there's
to
a
steal the
play
whole part. He's not
button
just singing the whole song.
in the wiki where it just plays what he's saying.
It doesn't have it on the
I don't see a
phone
play
version of the
button on
wiki. It does on the
Yeah.
computer.
I
am on
will
the
do a
phone.
little pointy point. I took a screenshot for you. There you go. But yeah, I hit play and I was like, oh, he's singing. He's singing.
He didn't even sing it like the way it is in the song.
No.
Because I know this song too. I know, not as well as I know Piece of My World, but I do know parts of Absolutely Beautiful. And this is like the very first line. And it's... Oh, come on. Nope. I don't got it. But I know that he sang it wrong.
It sounds off.
Mm-hmm.
Listening to the end part, it sounds off.
The end part
Yeah.
was good. It was the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Clem, he's very honest with us. And he's like, this is my first time I've ever done something like this. I'm pretty upset because I got passed over for main vocals. And he's like, I wasn't really upset at first, but like when I climbed into bed and closed my eyes, it started nagging at me. And that's so sad, man.
But also,
So-
it doesn't make sense
Yeah.
why he was passed over.
Which again, this wouldn't really happen if Vil hadn't said like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you might get randomly
No.
switched halfway through." So like, yeah, it's good that he's practicing, but there also is part of the like, "Oh,
I don't
maybe I can
think
get a
that's
lead."
what he's practicing over. I mean, I think that's what he's saying, but he does just say that he's upset for being passed over.
But later
and
on,
he wants
says
to
he wants to take
practice.
Jamil's spot. Or he wants to take
Yeah.
one of the lead spots.
Yeah.
Which, again, it doesn't make sense that he was passed over because he and Jamil are Jamil and Vil are the three most experienced dancers in this room. FL should not be playing a lead. I know, but he shouldn't be a
Apple should
lead.
not be, but it's just
He's
'cause-
even newer at this than
Yeah.
Ace and Deuce are. And, okay, no, he's not newer at it than they are, but he doesn't have the passion or the interest behind it that they do. He is actively not enjoying, like, disliking every moment that he's in the studio. He should not be a lead.
Mm-hmm.
No.
So.
Yeah.
Kaleem should be a lead.
Yeah. I think but Clem is, like, upset. Like, he doesn't necessarily want to take anyone's role, but he's like, he's kind of coming to terms that he's only always been chosen because Jamil has been, like, giving it up.
Mm-hmm.
And he
Yeah.
needs to come to terms with that, but it's like, Grim doesn't make it any better. Like, he's like, oh, but I didn't even make it. Yeah, but,
I
like,
was
I
surprised by
feel
that.
like Kalim is just digging himself into a bigger hole. Yeah, I mean, Grim is like, geez, it's like I kicked a puppy. But yeah, because he's like, he is sorry. He's like, I didn't mean to rub it in, but, like, he is hurting, and it's kind of upsetting. I mean,
Okay,
it
we
is
have, like,
upsetting. It's not
10
just kind
minutes
of,
left, and we have 9 more chapters to get through. So, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
Yeah.
off. I just...
Yeah, so it's cold,
Yes, we
and Jamil overheard that.
Mhm.
Anyway,
Yeah, they
Nothing.
have them over here, and then they do. As from what I remember, maybe it's in the second half. They
literally
do literally with nothing with it. I feel like they could have had, if they're gonna add the detail that Jamil overheard that, they should do something with
but
it.
they don't. So,
I feel like we're being... I mean, I know why,
just let the fics
but I feel
handle
like we're being a
that.
lot more critical with this book than we have with any of the ones in the past.
yeah. Well,
'cause
you
we don't
guys
like
don't. I understand where he's coming from, so I don't really care. But
Yeah.
anyway, so they wait. Everyone goes back to sleep, but they wake up. But Yu is having another dream until Grim wakes up Yu, and Ace and Deuce are with Grim, and they're going downstairs to try and steal some food. They get some food, but then we find out it was cursed by Vil. But Vil fights them first. Vil fights them, and then they find out it's cursed.
I don't think he actually fights them. I think that's
Which
just for the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think he just like stands there. I will say I specifically hate that part because he doesn't curse the food just for the SDC team. It's just cursed in general, and he literally told us and Grim
Yeah.
that we are welcome to eat it. And then he poisoned it. Like, Grim was even like, oh, we're not on the team. And they're just like, well, you should be following the same rules. Like, you should be setting an example. You don't need to be eating all this junk anyway. It's like, you told us we could.
Yeah.
And this is our house. You're poisoning us in our house.
Yeah.
No, he's not poisoning. He's just
I don't like
cursing.
that.
There's a difference.
Well, yeah. And that was very unfair for Deuce. Like, he did not want to, and Ace literally shoved that in his mouth. And Bill's just like,
Bill can't
you should
do
have been
shit
more
about it.
responsible.
He says once it's cursed, once you eat it and it's cursed, then there's nothing you can do about it.
Still, he shouldn't have done it in the first place.
Yeah.
He could have been a bit nicer
Yeah.
about it. Well, yeah, he shouldn't have.
So that happens, and basically they're cursed to stay on the floor until sunrise. And MC is just like, well, you is just like, okay, bye.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then we go up to our room, and guess who's in the fucking mirror? Mickey the Mouse. We try to get a picture of Mickey on our ghost camera, like I believe Juice told us to do earlier. Yeah, but something
was one of
happens and we
them.
can't get a picture. Basically, Mickey hears like a phone ringing, so he walks away from the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
They also mentioned Goofy and Donald.
God, I hope they don't show up in this game.
I would
The only
not
the
to
only
be.
the only way I could possibly enjoy Goofy and Donald showing up in this game is if they just go and they make it a full Kingdom Hearts crossover. If they just say that Twisted Wonderland is set in the Kingdom Hearts world. That is the only way I would be okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
The only knowledge of Kingdom Hearts I have is I think I read like volume 1
I've
of the
watched
manga.
some
And that was
playthroughs of the
it.
game, and that's it. But like, Mickey shouldn't even be in this game in the first place. It makes no sense for him to be here.
It doesn't. Granted, we don't know what the outcome's gonna be, but it really, because I know you said they're like tying it into
No,
like
we don't know
Epic
for
Mickey
sure.
and stuff, which
That
I
was
do
a
have.
theory.
Like,
We
I
don't
did
know for
buy
sure.
the games. Okay. I was gonna say I did buy the games. I'll eventually. No, that's a lie. I'm never gonna play those things. I will not make that promise.
No, you're good.
Also, sorry if I just cut you off. My headphone died, so I had to switch. Which also, this one is just sounding so wonky. Why is all my tech not working
Anyway,
today?
could we actually cut it here? I feel like this could make an okay
But yeah.
spot
Yeah.
to cut it, and I don't think we're finishing.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm fine with cutting it here.
mine just says it's at 2 hours and 45 minutes, so.
Yeah.
Mine
Yeah.
says.
Yeah, but
mine
we
also
can cut
says
it here.
2:45.
Do we
But-
think we'll be able
Okay.
to make it all the way through to chapter 39 in 15 minutes?
I mean, yeah.
Let's see. That would
6 more
be.
chapters.
It would
We
be
can
like
cut it here, that's
6
fine.
chapters. I'm fine with
I don't
either.
have anywhere to be, so.
Yeah. Well, I also am getting very hungry. I skipped lunch to record.
Oh.
So,
Same.
yeah.
Let's just cut
Alright.
it here. Mickey's a good
Well.
spot to end.
Wow.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry.
I don't know if it'll be our
Continue.
next episode. I don't think it will. I think we have plans for the next episode after this one. I don't remember. We could check.
Who knows?
God.
Yeah.
That is true.
Oh, no.
Uh,
Yeah, no. Next episode will maybe be our Amkey recap. Because we'll be recording that during Amkey. Anime Milwaukee.
Yeah. Our next release.
What do you mean that
Yeah,
would be
the
our
one next one
release?
after this.
That's
Not
a
next one
month
we're
away.
recording, but the next one posted after this.
Oh. Okay, I was really confused looking at the schedule. I was like,
There's episode
you're
release
missing,
dates and then
7
recording
things
schedule.
Yeah,
there.
those are two very different things. Yeah, so we'll try that. Will hopefully be our
okay.
next episode if we decide we don't have enough time to record or edit during Amkey. It'll be the Book 5 Part 2, and then we'll record our Amkey recap after we get home. How does that sound?
Yes. And then this one's gonna be
Okay.
P.
Well, it also
2.
depends on like
Okay.
which day of Amkey the Twisted Wonderland panels are on. Because I think I heard
Yeah.
that they're gonna have Twisted Wonderland panels again, but I haven't seen when they
Mhm.
are. So if they're on Friday, we'll record on Saturday. Maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's actually end the recording.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say my headphones are sounding really wonky now that I switched from like the right one to the left one. So I
Okay.
don't know if that's just a problem with my headphones or Discord,
Okay.
but
Alright.
I get it's very muffled.
All right. We're ending this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
We will see you next time. Bye.
Okay. Bye.